ensema yebehwe mu no ensem bebre ensem ekoso de nteche ewo Ghana ene yebesa ahwe mu biom the National Cathedral who sensem MPP for obia flag bearership no race no so enye ndu ho but I started hotting up ya de ho sensem ebebro na debt exchange program and also so who sensem so ya de bebro hi Unity Radio emo wachi emo akwaba ebadimedie so ena no pay ebe de ebe koso na yakwagodin komo na atwetwe komo na sensem a ajiwadwum ayemo adwum kesene yebe ginchechemu na wo so atiase no hu ha no masi ko Ghana say politicians yi to abama mo na ye ana say to abama mo na ye ana yenya ne dai because they almost see eye oman no oman nkoye esembe bre mpacho menyu afidie emfiase pacho mo Facebook no de ebe shemo ne say oba dumedie ni so a ohwe no like it no share no comment it like share comment na bibia entumi nkan ofuriata umu amafosi sorry free eyi wode baby out na kope baby etan so na kaka zezem ofuriata o se yenye ode emante bi so omo musika akokoto bond na aban pese ofa kwati kwa so se afu de omo munya yi sika bia mfa ntom kotoko mu omo so aba bonte se omba bebe kasa se aban de ono omo de de enkoye abante bia ye fe no listo wa kusi ono so ede ne sema ba betuja ewo sa exchange program no eno so ye behwe mu na edi nkomo enche meko ahumane so na makwa kofre opo national na wa be sports update no de fo na fe ya ba fie elabedi nkomo no wi na fe ye call politics no na political news e ho no menu akwa twe nkomo na bibia tumi akonkan nti utie Unity Radio pacho banyu afidie no mfia ahe 103.9 edu Anopa sei na efia dwada akopim fiada de so dey by sporting updates and sporting news the church komo sporting news na afi fua na ya taste more politics no but answer na yebe no ma memma weather report na afi enkofa opo national say ode ene dwumadie no sporting update no ade ebro na bibia tumi akonkan enti ene weather no emu beye nyunu kakra but en share nyunu bia say nsuo no to nti weather no and the highest 47 and the lowest 33 weather no the highest 47 and the lowest na minimum no 33 now say nsuo to aya na mu shakra but yesa ka wo say yesa wo winter mu anything is possible nti wo ko bia wo say weather no more de wo be wadwen say bia mo anyunu so be wadwen say summer nti be sha atade bia sha na de pie ba wan hwe ya na awo bia kwakodu nti de hwehwe ho na kwakodu bebi na so fi say awode wa na wayi layers ni bi na akaketu emi na watumi akonkan and then the report no 47 highest 33 lowest and minimum and yede abre etie for kasa fidie so enche meko djuma ayi amane so na makofa opo national say ode sports update ni meba na fe bi ni menua manito magandi tatarita mempem ho asem usa master jesus na fe yeso ebiebie nsem no opo so otimi kan me mache abo akwa baba djumedie so
kengalu mejoso pa mejire za pomboko
yakopa no bibia e boko so otimi kan dwagum na yenko na yemre no edi kan koda da na fe yemra won sem bebe kan ne menko
and Manucho such as I no man aqua and Bosuo.
That's a introduction, Yamitia.
What is your Bagadi? What is your
and my margin seven cassa? And then my margin seven cassa.
May a virtual guest, physical guest, or man
and then the weather for leisure. The weather is so good.
Intercourse now, discourse.
Exactly. The discourse will be a very good intercourse. I mean, all qualities and protocols observed. It's a very good morning to our numerous listeners. I mean, for you, we will. After sports in the dream. A very good morning.
Yeah, King Kalusha chatting for you. We shall find Mamuna Chima Makwaba High Unity Radio 103.9. I would do some on the Pebia, Bobo, and all the Bremo. I have to warm up sports. And also, and I'm not paying bread dry. The Abraham, that's like I say, I'm done auto repairs, Master Dan Subo Juma, Samsung, Nibikodama, Dream Africa Market. 369 Lincoln Street, Sauti, Bencourt, Millbrook, New Lincoln area. How they are now your best bet, and it's called Dream Africa Market. I could do join now. Yeah, so that PSA, a lemonade finance app. I know, and no be adi Sandy Chicago Ghana. Rate near high chain. Be there. Look at lemonade. Obiase ampa the highest rate possible. Dollar, yabama value for your dollar. And so at the end, you have that PSA as a mass trading. I also alternative for Main Street. Open Namu Nampa, the Alba, Bichuanina, Kama, Eddie, Amau. Now they acquire party, Wado, and engagement will be a Nabi also to me. So many Nabu Chidom, and I know the Abraham or any Omo Maka, meaning second Kalusha, any Manuchu, Ibidu Juma. Yes, I say free. Ghana and your brand friend say, after Nejan. I saw here. When says, say, a brand idea, we see a kind. Na kanero nanka oni Jose Mourinho ni dijuma na opam no free wine no sia kind ma Cremonese na enra Cremonese ani Napoli na edi FA so na no aye Coppa Italia match na emu aye di pa na sata no na game no aye 2-1 in favor of Napoli na agokanse no ya aba wiye kura no na branch friend say afenejan etumi to atena fe ema ball ni tumi koto atena ma ye 2-2 at the end of the day penalties eboaye ema Cremonese high flying Napoli etumi edi free Italian cup ekosulusu emu nano na social media users attack a branch friend say afenejan uzo ko Italy pa dia na dear friends racism idea oye pa just Napoli fans no bofu na omu twa bi bonus say utumi share heartbreaking goal oba Ghana nso abebre na omu so omu ato chacha na omu nim say Napoli be share Cremonese na nso enei abranche friends afenejan wantumi amu entumi enwini omu chacha ni nyina no ama amanfo aye wild ewo ono nso so yesu afenejan aso dia na yakwa kopie mi Emmanuel Ajimanbedu ye former Brekuma Arsenal player obisi akandi ma Black Stars kai say obono modi panso de makumase na Sante Kotoko na ene asama branta no ya babeto edwa ene say okaipa say ushi Asamoah for the first time as a teenager na was opeke trotro to go watch Asamoah play. But just maybe a chum na Asamoah no a hero pa just obodi dia no zampa na so na ene wajabo wonti beti no bi edina tem no bi e kan simbia na o chese say honor heroes said the beya yinyina dachi Manucho Bray ukunu wo kwa adwuma ba won na no betena Ghana nti ebetumi abona baso. I remember when I was at Brekum, then the 20 national team came to play again and I picked the trotro to go see Asamoah Gyan. Years after their meeting, Jam moved to the senior team with Ajimanbedu being recruited to the 20 national team. And when he saw me, he was starstruck and asked if I was the same person. So anytime I joke with Asamoah Gyan, he will tell me, if you do, I will reveal what happened at Sunyane. So just say only Asamoah Gyan, good terms pa, and no any Ajimanbedu so. Ghana Black Galaxies, national team Ken Kalusha, Enfania Grokra, or Poma Semipa, Naniatia, and is a first match on Mubu and Omudin Kugu, and no coach, first coach, and not Walker, and the other two guys, Nyami Aduma, Ghana, second match in Sudan, Ebono, and Yadia, Odia, Grokra, or just approach and the team no Adabasa game no, and they make or break affair. in the final group match. Said the Kaluka Yano, Sisia Mason said. Akwakoba say on my friend say Morocco entry ama tournament nti and then akwakwa say 3 teams instead of 4 ana ewo nenu na eye coach eye Anopa say match where wo ball nenu ekwem bia so e was say Ghana team edin kunim. I wasn't happy with my team, especially in the first half. We didn't play the way we are used to. Our players were not mobile, and after the changes in the second half, we played better. There were a lot better sides. We lost because we didn't play the way we normally play. In the second half, when we made our changes, you see that we dominated the game, but we failed to take our chances. That caused us. The weather was okay compared to the previous day since we arrived in Constantine, though it was quite cold. After the game, the players were really down because we lost the game. We have met as a team, and I can see how focused they are for Thursday's game. In King Kalu, coach, I find say Anopa Semen Kancho say when him say Black Galaxies, Umunia Gro Kra. Now Shobo say a Quembiaso, Nyamia Adma Ochena. Match omo ebono omo ebetumi edi nkunim na bibia so tumi akọ enkan wo bakaya enche na Rio Ferdinand esha say or draw comparison between Casemiro and Thomas Partey enra na Rio Ferdinand the odebetu bia say Thomas Partey ni mbo o yen senkrani afi we di masa na mo no de o ka play say enye ni tipen kura ni Casemiro because Casemiro defensive duties coupled with other things no and no be very pen Partey, but Partey defensive duties in your papa. Until Rio Ferdinand already or come will be at your say Casemiro neutralize Thomas Partey as better a channel. Now say or can and over ESPN and America Crodium one more appended back why a friend said Craig Belly. Eddie Ababa Tuja, or also so first no second a former Scottish footballer. Craig Belly passed a vote of confidence. Our Ghana branch defender Thomas Partey as the best midfielder in the Premier League. Was he Rio Ferdinand at the Manchester United and Ekasa? Name Mono Craig Belly, so she kind of crap hard here. Premier League England Siciano. Best midfielder Thomas Partey. What we see was is there a better midfielder in the PL team than Thomas Partey right now? Not for me. He's been on fire. We need Craig Belly, a Twitter, and also Eddie Bayer. Not just more or less what the air counter a branch defender Rio Ferdinand there. And also with me about the kind and also Eddie and the debate between Ronaldo and Abranche Lionel Messi are waging on for a long time. Now, former Ghana Black Stars captain Abranche Asamoah Abem. Now, already, and that's how can I say Ronaldo or Messi debate now. I would rather have Messi than Ronaldo. Also, the so per player power also I think Messi will be a better in my team because he can take 5 players out easily. It's as a matter say who is the best between Messi and Ronaldo. No, a simple debate when it comes to him. Only obey Messi on any given minute, second, hour. Na waja Ronaldo and so Kumasi Asante Kotoko on the verge of signing a branch fan of Kwame Opoku. According to USM Alger striker, his return to the Porcupine Warriors is 80% complete. Now, the West striker disclosed that he was receiving several offers, including Kotoko's fierce rivals Accra Hatufuk. Now, report reaches Kotoko. Edinka branch over now Usiakai. Edema Kumasa Santa Korokono Kwa Bichuku Sakanima, USM Orges, and I say Oko Africa Saja, we just through the shores of Ghana, also the Bia Bruchi, Ukusakanima, USM Orges. Now he's coming back to Ghana. Our D in fear Dunumi and Sassy, and no and our chair say unfinished business with Kumasa Santa Koroko fans. So there is an opportunity to serve again, why not? And no NSMA, a branch friend say Kwame Poku, Edia 2 Ega. Ubaka or joining USM Orges midway through 2020-21 Ghana Premier League season for a fee of 350,000 euros. Kotoko Ekashidigu Omu Ebutum. Now Okoano to share 7 goals in 16 matches and now sign a second on top scorers chart during the first season. Or Jiran top flight. Osha 5 goals and provided 6 assists in 33 matches. Sisi Oba back to Ghana. Only Kumasi Santa Kotoko no one was Sisi deal is about 80% complete. Now and also Edia. And etimi ababeto edwa enso so ewo eno no ukopiem ewo Black Stars vacant position nso eda wona and sports minister akasa Eddie Afaho. Now, Nasma Oka, and he said, just like the other countries who lost their coaches after the World Cup, no, they almost working around the clock to appoint a new Black Stars coach because we have AFCON qualifiers in March. It's the sports minister PM Mrasebe Jofia yet to tuna no and or this answer also to Ija saying Yame Aduma Acha no enche by the end of probably this month no Ghana you to me and your coach for wrote me Ababeshe Amabibianso to me Akonka in order to Parliament is when he said GFC then I in charge of appointing a coach as they are working on it. And not any and someone and then right from Mustafa Yusuf, our Ghana Minister for Youth and Sports. And so Etimida Koto Ghana Machine Beja for him said appointing a new coach for the Black Stars is still ongoing. Enchekra or assure say Ibichimi and your new coach na Yashe Amabibianso Etimi Akosona and also Edia and the Arabitu Ija and so I don't know. Abrante said Joseph Pencil are continuing the black string form in Belgium First Division League and after scoring and providing a brace of assist in Genk or a victory over Westerlo. Mubaka Pencil in the by as to why he was not taken to the World Cup and also Edia I don't know. Na Osha the form no ano eshi papa ibianso ekoso everyday emano na ebere ntikin kalu yemfa nko amanone because in that time no abaye time for na yenhwe amanone so nsem kakra and also enra Carling Cup replay me ekoso between Wolves and Liverpool na Avante Elliott the wonder strike no was enough eboaye Emma Wolves it didn't go at the expense of we never walk alone team Liverpool. Tianra de Kenkalu Sentina na Australia. Me we saw program no frame because Liverpool it me eshe. Na just say the Korean Liverpool it me eshe Wolves e kabako Wolves e prayer. Womo entimi ante. Nemo dodo na say omo share match na they were still not convinced. They said Liverpool is back. It's said a modern mono and said that Ancon Kaisa na and also Eddie no no. I know your FA Cup, sorry, FA Cup replay, the kind of Carling Cup, sorry, FA Cup. Now, and you know Forest and so Forest Green and the Birmingham boy, Birmingham show 2-1. Swansea City and the Bristol City replay, you know. I had Bristol, Swansea film 2-1. Wigan and the Luton, I had Luton, Eshe Wigan 2-1. She almost qualified and a Wolves Liverpool show 1-0. West Brom, Eshe Chesterfield 4-0. Musu film. Said the medical kind of Spain and Ra. Amubo a Spanish Copa del Rey. Rest is that Mayoka film almost 1-0 Sevilla and so share Alaves Baku Alaves and so film. Italy said the Mecano Abrante Afenejan Wonders Ebwai Emma Cremonese Napoli film 5-4 on penalties na and also Edia itumi Ekweno no nyame eya aduma ene Sausha said the ene enyoma AC konwa there will be matches across Europe. England Premier League match Bakuba Koso, Crystal Palace and Manchester United. High flying, offside goal bound, Manchester United. And then one more any Crystal Palace and about 3 o'clock. And as I give no Koso. FA Cup and so third round match Bakuba Koso, Leeds United. Any Cardiff City and only a 2:45. Who call Spain and now Copa del Rey games ni because Gijon, one more any Valencia, Athletic Bilbao, any Espanyol, Real Betis ni Osasuna, and Levante any Atletico Madrid. We money games are and because and Ninano a Copa del Rey games also a Spain not just and also no it is all sure not just and no match because in the Premier League Crystal Palace versus Manchester United. You have to achieve for himself league table no say Crystal Palace no more 12 Manchester United also 9 so almost to share and there a can be also on the toso a year minu na and also Edia about to Ija and so I don't know after a share and some Kaka also general transfer window. Abrante friend said Yannick Carrasco, the agent, speaking out about a swap deal between Atletico and Barcelona. Ubekaya, Memphis Depay, Atletico Madrid for Epero. Now, and on Barcelona for Sanetedia, almost Epe, Abrante, Yannick Carrasco. Now, Abrante Nankasankasanso Babontenra say he desperately wants to go. Sisi Aminoeka say new agent and so Pini Zahavi, and so to me, Akasa say, Quembiaso, as I said, Barcelona, any Atletico Timidin Como, Nani agent, ni Piano, Itumina Babia, or Pesa or Bow in a ball, it's Echo to us so. Na and also any and summer any etini about two ija. Yes, Rodia, Western United, according to Kowakata friend of Mirror, say almost with me, England centre back Harry Maguire on loan FC Manchester United. According to reports, West Ham for some Harry Maguire on loan. Say Omoden Bema, some Fanama, and Lucia for independent Kowakata and so Edia Samfo from Viaba, or Master Mamu Eka, and he said. Abrante said Alejandro Garnacho. He's yet to sign a new deal. Manchester United. And no Amasiciano, the Argentine representatives, become more than 20,000 a week here. Manchester Edimano. And reports just said he has been offered to Real Madrid, Juventus, into Omina monitor the situation. Manchester United are on the only £20,000 sterling a week. And on Abrante, the exploits and then the Modimbo Ama teams beat Real Madrid and the Juventus now my alert. And it has put Manchester United under pressure. So almost to me, Abrante Sikakesia. Other teams no watching which me sneaky in. Liverpool so Ameki, Borussia Dortmund, England midfielder Jude Bellingham, and Wolves, Portugal midfielder Matheus Nunes, prime transfer target in the summer. According to reports, almost 19 million Quembiaso, I was say because Jordan Henderson is aging, Fabinho is aging, Sanso and Spain, Abrante, and so also Emre. And see, we refer to Jordan Klopp, Quembiaso, I was say, which me, Ebonomade, no, Nunes, now saying Jude Bellingham, now Ebeshaman, Kuakata, a friend of Mill, and a Dianobai, Uko Asna, Asoya, according to Sky Sports, Asna Ameki initial contact with Bayer Leverkusen about France, winger I friend said Musa Diaby. According to reports, Bayer Leverkusen M-Pese Omo Everton Abrante in January, but Arsenal are pushing hard. Said they are moving to me Enya Abrante from Musa Diaby. Barcelona and so there was serious interest in signing German midfielder friend said Ilkay Gundogan on a free transfer in the summer when the 32-year-old contract with City runs out. And Amede other two Monim say Barcelona Boba Samope Ilkay Gundogan and the Telegraph Kuwakatano Mukena say Ansheya Gundogan on sign new contract at Manchester City. Obetimia Bonoboni na June wako free. Akwakusi ayonde say ade so petima momo look out for only free agent Barcelona. Chelsea monitor the future of Brighton forward Leandro Trossard. Said the Enra Mekano, the player has been linked with Arsenal and Tottenham. But according to reports, Mirror and a Dubai Seagulls, Seagulls, and I just say Brighton. Unlikely to accept less than £25 million sterling for the 28-year-old Belgium international. Remember, the contract Eba Yame Ayaduma June Brighton our option Omotumi Eddie Afeba Kwaka and Akwakujina 2024. Everton SC making move for 26-year-old French striker Moussa Dembele, whose loan contract expires at the end of the year. Tisia Frank Lampard, who said one firepower kakra, a Jumani meeting actually Eddie a free Crystal Palace say your interest as a Chelsea midfielder, a friend of Conor Gallagher, Omunyano on loan, signed the number back to the club. Komani Bejipa, according to reports, Woman Abora Chelsea Asoya, woman any Chelsea Ekasase, almost Omo Tono Emma Omokra, Omo Emfa Abranteno, Insu into Emma Omo on loan, non Ramisi Akai Emfa Amamo. Exclusive report as you see one football, the Manchester United are reportedly close to signing Fulham, Omo Abrante Bakwa, one also Ebon Homoding. Normally see a camera. According to reports, just say South France there out of nowhere and Man, they are close to signing Fulham outcast. I find Kevin Mbabu. Now a very surprising signing and also Babi team. Chelsea new signing about Mudryk and also take it to the training field on training. Now the good news for all the Chelsea fans going into this weekend, and it's about Reece James and I feel Ben Chilwell, and so to start full team training and now Ibia. The coach, any medical team, na say who are the idea, and Ibia, now almost 2 years, can be at me at the Ama Chelsea. So, and Enzo Fernandez transfer to Chelsea, according to Sky Sports, any star, any daily guide, the deal is not off, according to reports free Portugal. But it's said, to my friend said, Porto, one here, a sika, and Tiano, so any and someone. And they to me about Tuja, if you are ever. Ken Calvin, somebody, Oman Koya, Nekosos a dorsal, but time, and the idea you more radio. So, it's a good idea. Say, why radio? Now, Unias and Bisadia, now, me Jim with the amount, now, much me at us. And see, we and some on the sporting front, and a play to Wabano as warm up sports at the break for T2 and the Omo, Worcester, Crodium, and America.
Okay, Opo National, now what's in Kano, Opo, you better was see Pam. Sports segments, Anopa restaurant, and it done auto repairs. Manito see a can auto, that auto repairs. Yeah, repairs over there. So I sing medium. Manito, yeah, man, it's your member, so
I want to say 5 minutes.
I say, we're 42. More than by 11 dear. Near
by 11 dear.
Yeah,
the first time we start with Afinajan, I mean, kudos to him. One player, I'm not really fussy about him, but I think he deserves some plaudits and credits with what he was able to do. He's got a brilliant header and the confidence. If one will take you, they had to win 5-4 penalties against informed Napoli. On not take a final kick, and it tells you that at least if not for anything, his confidence is soaring by the second. At least just like Ghana for Naomi Yapa because Napoli ne Cremonese there. There's no way Obi better, no better say way. But then the game was 2-2. To you win or draw Napoli there, you still have your results. But penalties were not. Yes, tell me.
I say one forward Obi was in the verge of winning 10K.
Exactly.
It's 10K now, bro. Why do you have to do that?
Exactly.
We should have waited.
They didn't trust him. They didn't have faith in him. I mean, Waukromi, LED attack for Cremonese. I think you should have that confidence that he will get the magic done. But I think kudos to him. You see, the good thing for him is that they are going to face Roma in the next round of competition. Maybe exactly. He needs to prove himself. I mean, that is when I'm being given. Me sure say we normally say England for say alone now they want to make exactly. He's been bought. That's a lot of good news. Wow. Then Moreno Janisano. Why did they allow him to go?
Maybe no options. Now,
I hope he doesn't come back.
Now about na coach is open.
I hope he doesn't come to the garden.
More playing time. Me
hope he's on the garden. I mean, at the end of the day, but I mean, I'm happy for him. He's one person. Maybe all six felt that at the World Cup near the Impon, he's not really. It shouldn't be part of the whole team near the. He just finds some of these things and calling for future way. Naki Williams couldn't do the job, so we as Ghanaians will celebrate him in that regard. I mean, eulogizing Asamoah Gyan. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I wanted to be sure until I had to read the story. Say when Asamoah Gyan was playing under 20, so Wosha NHS comparatively was also not too old then, not too young then. Because I was Ajimandu John Okachem Asamoah Gyan meant to announce your idol or your player. That means you should have been younger, but but I mean, for the joke side of it, Asamoah Gyan, you might not like him, but I think when it comes to Ghana football, he's paid his dues.
But I want to say, some friends say, I remember do, can I say, Ghana no, we don't do lamplight now.
Yes.
Na Silaro, Isha.
Exactly.
Oh, no, you were just maybe looking at the time or no, as Spice say, we do that level. So no, they come with Nima.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was under 20. Now Asamoah Gyan was playing under 20 there.
Under 20.
So he's talking about maybe 2000, early 2000 or then or so my point was that some just about blasters here no so no or for church because at that point in time they had to play in the same team. Ajambedu had cut his teeth or had his that breakthrough in 2009. They called Egypt, He was part of that famous team that they were under slide 30, they were able to win the competition. I mean, scoring that final penalty at the end. So that's what he's trained for. So having some of this discussion, and he's saying that Okosha Samoajan and Osha said that times Kojoto. I mean, football has been good to him because also for Okosha Samoajan. I mean, years on, he's had a chance to play professional football and made a lot of good money for himself. So at least grandpapa, MCA football, there a lot of players look up to Asamoah in that regard. My problem with Asamoah Gyan, maybe he might not be a good coach. I mean, all of a sudden he's saying that if he has a clear choice between Messi and Ronaldo, he will choose Messi. I don't have a problem. I'm about two when I quite say where you can't have two gods, two demigods. You can't have them at the same time. Maybe others say that we should be happy to enjoy both of them in our lifetime. I mean, if not for anything, and to have the chance, Pele there. Not most of us did not see Pele. Some of us saw a bit of Maradona, but I think it's a great joy that you lived in an era you have to see Messi and Ronaldo. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Although say Messi can take on 5 players and he will choose him. I think football is about goals. In Akoko Bremen Kwan, yeah, brebo football in United entertainment, Bramen I mean choose really any but here say all you need to do is to push the ball to Ronaldo and he will deliver for you. That is what he has. I mean, Messi, equally a very brilliant player, but he going a problem. No. I mean, this even at this tournament, Di Maria's efforts can never be discounted in any serious discussion. But you read books, like I say, they were average players now. Messi played in to win this tournament. It's a bit more, for me, it's a bit sinful to make some of these statements. But at the end of the day, Asamoah Gyan, he wants to be a coach, and this is what he's saying. I'll be interested in some of the pedigree and some of the results he'll be churning out if he is more minded, because then he said the Monday the young boys in maybe the Europeans have been biased. Haaland way in Mape Muni they take inspiration from Ronaldo, or they say that because Messi is incomparable, you can, he was born with it, you can't really compare, but the rest you can learn to be like Ronaldo and be. Oh, I mean, for the BTA, the betterment of the game, no, you accept some of these things, but or no, as a person now, we need some clear choice and make sure the coaching career how it will go for him. Not to downplay him anyway. I'm not Walker. I mean, yeah, no, you can come in.
Yeah, maybe they say, "Oh, we play Ronaldo, don't be Pebesia."
I say, I'm interested in his coaching career. I used to like Messi too. In 2011, I think that Barcelona squad were too much aided, and I didn't really feel. And he needs some characters to perform. I need to do maybe a bit way, because even to win Champions League again, he needs Mbappe together with Neymar to raise their stakes. Well, but Ronaldo, he walks into teams. I mean, he makes it happen for himself. Then he walks away. Well, maybe he couldn't do it with you. I didn't Neymar pay Ronaldo. He's not afraid to take challenges, but it takes a lot of effort. I mean, but to go to a Farmers League, I don't think that if Messi leaves PSG today, you can say that it was a success. I mean, they've been winning their leagues already. The Champions League is the ultimate. He needs to prove himself, win another Champions League without Barcelona. I think that is where maybe he stayed too long in Barcelona until I a bit old and old and rusty.
This year it's be in a poor position to do.
Yeah, they showed. It's American. The debate even ranges on. You between their comma even Pep Guardiola. As much as I love Pep Guardiola, that's one of the most technical managers in this world. What Ronaldo, Mourinho notches it a bit higher than him because he was able to do magic with 2 different sets of squads and players at the Champions League level. That is what Mourinho has, especially 2004. Then put the relatively an unknown squad. None of them really went on to be any great player. I mean, some of the William Cabaye money are there, but he had to use that South African. Benny McCarthy and now play my friend Carlos Abelchu. People might even not the plus Atano, so might even forgotten about him near there. Some of them were just relatively okay. Deco money there, but you can see that it was a complete squad. He had to work on with the Diago Militares and coach to do another bit of magic. That is what he has. That he's been able to coach 2 different teams to win 2 Champions League medals. I mean, Pep, for all the good news that he has about 2-3 Champions League medals, has to do with the fact that he had to do it with a Barcelona squad that they went on to win the World Cup. So some of this, we only put the hurdle in front of. If you're able to cross it, if you're able to scale it, then we add your name to the great. Just like Messi's name, Sisiano, it opens it up for a more beautiful and dynamic debate about the greatest ever footballer near there. But before he had won the World Cup, I think it was always a short change when some of these discussions are being held. For Asamoah Gyan, I'm only interested in the coaching prowess after making some of these huge statements in the footballing world. And Anopa America, some can say, well, but I don't like his choice. I mean, but 2023 violence here, you have to throw shots and jabs. Then you also have to have a strong chin to receive it. Say, I'm only training to him that I'm interested in his coaching prowess. After saying that he can take on 5 players, I'm interested he can score goals. What matters is it the skill or the goal? I don't know. Yeah, I mean. Black Galaxies are no worker. I mean, Yaprekon has also reiterated the same thing that they were a bit under. It feels they were a bit under the weather. And most of these local players are not used to cold weather. You know, say around this time too. No, they're not. No, what's your hemispheres now? They are more in the northern hemisphere. Into it's a bit colder up. But what I don't understand was so I wanted to see. Oman camping. Oman sharing for acclimatization area. Did they fly direct from Ghana? I've not followed their trajectory very well.
Almost share ko friendly matches. Week prior to the games, you know. But as my time, the call and
maybe it was too late.
Yeah, because almost the kind of Egypt boy, and I'm no Nigeria boy.
Yeah, the results, and I mean, you
first, you know, almost Egypt one, but I'm no Nigeria boy, goalless draw. And I'm last game, was it Mozambique or Zimbabwe? And on my shut and follow.
But at least then they did well. They'll be able to get some decent results against Egypt in there. But for both of them,
Egypt to know El Ali, yeah, you say El Ali.
Okay, El Ali. Okay. And yeah, I'm a combined team. It's just the club El Ali. Yeah, but it's still a bit of good news. Yes. I mean, if they're able to beat some of these notorious giants, it puts them in a state. It's only a friendly match, but at least I don't have any bright spots to pick around this team. So I want to hear some good news and start smiling. But the truth is that, say, how well has the weather changed against Sudan? And I can confidently tell you that Sudan will be a bigger nut to crack than Madagascar in that regard. But at least, Omaka say, I mean, for the football, the coach says he loved what they played, but I think the weather was a bit too much on them, and they've corrected their mistakes. Until let's see how it goes. It's a make or break game for them. If they don't get the results, they might as well kiss bye-bye to the competition and come back home. And they'll put Ketokreku and Co still under the stick, and so much under the stick for us to be tamping them all the time. Me expect a very good one. They'll be playing tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day, so they need to get some decent results in there. Then they can progress to the next stage of the competition. It looks like a muda fine, because if they get the results, there are 2 teams to be picked from the group. Morocco and Bedia. We need to at least. I mean, it doesn't have to look that bad for us that we can't get results in a group of Madagascar and Sudan. See, you 2 countries to move forward. I mean, it's a bit too painful, but let's see how it goes. We need to get results. Now, Rio Ferdinand, I mean, Kaibeli couldn't have told him any better. That you see, the debate will range on. That Casemiro, I mean, as much as they bought him one of the most expensive buyings in recent times, for his age. You know, Yeka experience now there, he's a bit better than Partey. But the league proper, no say you have to situate. What situated winner defensively? How many goals are Arsenal are conceding? You are running down the prowess of Partey. What share interceptions are, and besides he's playing as a defensive midfielder, he's not playing as a typical defender. His job is to do interceptions, block some balls as he can, and be the link up play, no? And that is what he's doing beautifully. Now you are going to measure him that you think Casemiro is a better defender than him near the end. We don't even need him to be a better defender. Say Saliba and Gabriel Malahas, he's one of the weakest link in the Arsenal team. To get a spot on. And I think most of the goals now, Bukayo Saka, Lanche from Partey is the kingmaker. He's the one who decides at the grassroots level what should be done. The assist before the assist is always being given by him. Partey's influence of Arsenal can never be written off. As much as Granit Xhaka, Munya, Bode in the form of their lives and playing so well, they know very well that we have an irreplaceable player. We have one on the neighbor, El Nini, and I said Bakono. Try say I don't even, all of a sudden we don't even know who can replace Partey, because he's a bit more a complete player in the middle, just getting the job done. So I don't know why when it comes to some of these, that's why they can be coaches. Rooney tried. He's taken 2 teams to relegation already, and he at a major, it's not even up to 40 years. You can see what he's doing. Not to talk of Lampard, Gerrard. We put the least the better.
Yes, first match, Egypt under 20 side, you know, and a boy almost 2-0. Almost first goal in the first half, 1 goal, and the second half almost another. And Omni Ojea for no, a boy by Omni Zimbabwe 4 game, and Mozambique game no and Mozambique for coach Nika so banded game no when they have played about 72 minutes also controversies be by mu and the coach Nika say banded that game and that's how much in the Oman. So that's the
I remember that one. I'm share penalty. Yeah, penalty. The coach told them to walk off the pitch. It was a friendly match. And China, they don't come.
Yeah.
I mean, who does that? I mean, the Ukraine can say cap sanction. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Africa. Some of these things can only happen in Africa. Now, I mean, yeah. So, Casemiro third-party debates. I think we can't have any better platform to discuss it again. That's the other time now. Musha Arsenal 3-1. Partey was not there. Partey was injured. So this time around, he needs to. What don't we see one match to make some of these huge comparisons? I think in terms of the numbers and statistics there, I had a chance to watch it. I'm saying, and you're bad for Casemiro. Casemiro really has some good number. 2 goals. Some actually 2 goals each. And tackles near there. But you see, watch it game after game. And at the end of the day, Partey is finally used at times. He needs to get some job done and walk up the page. That is what he's doing. And so far, I've always sat in studio to tell you that Arsenal's dream of winning the league this time around is as good as Partey staying fit. All the good stories we've been writing about Arsenal this season is because of the resurgence of Partey. You can't just sit back and say that, I mean, United sentiment takes a better part of you and say Casemiro. I mean, it's opens it up for debate, and that's competition is what makes football thrive on. So you will see, you have a better way to measure them this time around. Let me quickly jump into Europe and see some games there. Hey, Arsenal, always hearing players. It's almost the Musa Diaby from Leverkusen. I've sat in this studio the last time. Kwame was reminding me that even when the Modric there, I said that Arsenal had that penchant of always nearly killing a bird doesn't make it die. It will still fly away to live another day to tell its own story. And that is what really happens in the Arsenal domain. Maybe they found a new way of also making Chelsea chase their shadows. Ninyane say show interest, Chelsea will go. I've sat here to say that it's good. I mean, at the end of the day, they did it in a one-matter situation. William Onia and they achieved results. So maybe that's what they are looking at. Play will be a pedie, just like we were hearing yesterday that Arsenal, after dilly-dally in Chelsea, once Chelsea opened the door, they decided to match up and they told them that, you know what, because Chelsea really the add-ons because almost 25 million is going to the Ukrainian team fighting the Russian war. Chelsea will have a date with Shakhtar Donetsk at a point in time, game near day. So it tells you that they just went to do what is beyond football, but Arsenal needs to be serious. I'm of the view that sometimes I understand that maybe 100 million a day it should walk into the team. Then some changes has to be done. There should be some musical chairs around the team. Others have to be kicked out because eventually when Gabriel Jesus comes, he needs to play. And we still expect your Martinelli and Saka to also be having their own field day. It made it a bit tough, but Anka, it would have made an impression. Like I sit here to tell you, if Arsenal are able to get results against United, it will tell you that they are really ready to win the competition. And also, unless something goes south, they'll be winning it.
But I don't think Atete, what they want to do is say, wanted to go and need a backup. Say every position be I'm for 2 or what. The competition be to be our Obama or giving a Quenda Cobo Boni Biano, obeying me a mabo. What I say, a Gabriel Jesus in Katia or for free honor, and Katia has been doing well until the last game here. Mubo went to Manchugui. Matches be or boy.
After World Cup goals in his last 24. I mean, very impressive numbers. Although it's a bit for Fligate. I mean, I don't like his striking instinct. He died. Woman 3 and so I one. You know, typical as Samoajan. Me, I'm not so fussy about. I said Gabriel Jesus on shot and goals be about. The work rate. Exactly. Yeah. So I've always said that Arsenal needs an out-and-out striker like Haaland. Yeah, the Haaland cross has started taking his foot off the pedal and it's getting worse. All of a sudden, it's not really getting the goals. But I think Arsenal squad now, so when you be a very prolific up fronter, it will be a complete team. I mean, California, they are still young. I mean, the average age around Arsenal is 21, 22. So it tells you that the only thing is they'll be able to keep the Eagles off their back. Because Ebani say now, Chelsea, the Liverpool's Real Madrid and Co will just be thinking of turning the heads of some of the boys in there and then they destabilize them. But this team now, I'm sure every Arsenal fan did not really anticipate that they will be in championship winning position at this point in time. It was just a matter of a club which has been for the last close to 5 seasons on Champions League. So the dream to play Champions League football is even bigger than winning the trophy. But all of a sudden, it looks like you are dreaming again. It's coming within range. But you see, back to your major question. As much as I agree to that school of thought that you need to strengthen in every department, last time I was telling Opo, which were great teams of old now. They never really. It was not about two positions. I can tell you, Barca team now, unbeaten. They had a standing 11. One or two players be augmented. But you really know that the middle was Sergio Busquets. There will be Xavi. There will be Iniesta. Then I felt at one point in time there's a Ronaldinho, there's an Eto'o, there's an Henry. Then they were able to change the dynamics into Messi, Suarez way. So what I'm saying is that nobody will buy 100 million player to come and sit on the bench. It's unheard of. Once you buy him, you should come and sit straight into the team. So unless of course national fans feel okay, Martinelli. I agree that football will be on a season. This City team has not been outright Obiai very good in his position for way. At a point in time, it was Raheem Sterling. Then came a time it was Kevin De Bruyne. We've had Bernardo Silva carrying the team. Gundogan, Munya, Enyamo, Fieldy. Even Vincent Kompany at a point in time was the linchpin, scoring some wonderful goals in there. So some players will go bad, but all they need to do is to come back. One back there, then we need to put him. You need some deserve some beating or bashing. Because at the end of the day, to win league, with Martinelli, the past 2-3 games, you've not really putting up your pieces. Sankafon Bank, I'll bet to be in championship winning position. But in principle, I don't think that Arsenal needs to do a lot of tweaking. All they need to do is, in China, make us say, I even would prefer experience on the bench. Say, Sterling Bemawa, try and get a Sterling in there. He can deputize beautifully for Odegaard. If Odegaard is not there. When back of a player on say I need playing time now, then why I careful? Then the coach himself is under pressure. Now sounds someone will be there, will be paying anything on no Pepe. Then he can match up 72 million only for him to come and flop. Any idea? So some clubs, you see, history has a funny way of coming back to some clubs. A bloom year now farmer, be so year in farmer. That is how bad it is. Well, there was always that belief that life after Ferguson will be tough. You know, United fan, you are lying. Big. I sit here with you today. You and I know we want to be winning any major trophy after Ferguson. Maybe they'll talk about Europa League in any way. Fine, sometimes you can add it to your trophies. But second tier competition there. When I sleep, I don't dream of someone winning an Europa League. I might dance, shake my waist for 2 seconds, but anything here. Then West Ham going for Harry Maguire. I mean, Harry Maguire has a way of. You know, Phil Jones is still at United. Mm-hmm. I mean, he has survived under all these coaches. They still pay him £4.5 million a year. I mean, for doing next to nothing. What does he do over there? They use him as a dummy at training grounds or what? They have a way of. I mean, you cut your losses. I mean, they should cut themselves some slack and let him go. But for Maguire, I don't think that United will let Maguire go. Maybe the guy has something special about him. Maybe it is his inspirational role. Ghana Maguire, you bring a top defender and he start tackling his own defenders. Then scoring own goals and stuff. I'm only hoping that he's learnt his way. I mean, the World Cup, he proved himself as be one of the biggest players at the World Cup. And United and Garnacho, why did they want to cheat the boy? The boy is showing signs of the next Cristiano Ronaldo. You want to pay him 20,000 a week. I mean, I don't know. Maybe by his age, you know, they feel that he's so young that but I am thinking that they need to tie the boy down to a long-term contract. Give him some $40,000 to $50,000 if you want the boy to stay, because it's always a risk. One of the book that one of the greatest mistakes I think Real Madrid did was letting Odegaard go without a buyback. He was at the age of 40. You saw what he was doing in Norway. Madrid was too big for him. Let him go somewhere. So I'll have a toward this. 1 year, Arsenal. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. But why would you let the boy go? But anyway, early days yet. Let him win something before I start rewriting the script. But Obianim said that effort is there. So for me, Garnacho, they need to work harder to keep him. And Gundogan going to win. I think the noise is becoming louder. It looks like at 32, nothing else to prove. And Barcelona is becoming the haven for retirees to go and pick their last bonus before they go to mainland and also say the HS and co. So it's for me to not be bad news to really have him in there. And at Trossard, I mean, the only thing I get against Trossard is his age. I mean, his quality is never in doubt. But at 28, maybe that's why they are mentioning 25 million around him. It looks like paltry for the talent in there. But at 28 there, you know how much players like Hazard went. Hazard went as much as 100 million. I mean, 99 million. But Trossard, I mean, it's always a gamble. But I don't think that for the EPL proper there, if Chelsea want to undergo a resurgence, you bring in Ayibida people too. And I think that will not be bad for them to have Trossard in their field. Yes, I think those are the notable ones that's I will talk about. In California, I mean, the room, just like Opo said, the rumors are many, but most of them are wanna be near there. So I'll end it there.
Okay. Opo. Opo
King
only kakra be kan on afi yen koso be me 5 minutes bi na afi yen call politics nim.
Oh, okay. I think Manu showed justice to the stories. Rio Ferdinand really touched me. I think Thomas Partey is doing extremely well. I won't be crying Ghana for Yana because he feels that Thomas Partey is not fair to Ghanaians. Or Baba Ghana or a different party or Kwasna or a different party. So I listened to Rio Ferdinand on one channel and I know he's not a normal program no cancer and then comparing him and Casemiro. I think that Thomas Partey has been very outstanding this season. Not only is he scoring, we shouldn't go even last week and look at that classic goal he was going to score, almost scored. Now we should the passes and Rio Ferdinand did even acknowledge that on the program, said no, Nimse Partey was our range of passing. From nowhere, he can put a player through. And I think that Thomas Partey needs to really be acknowledged and applauded. But I would also say that Mr. Ghana, onye said the oil now mobile kama and fama Ghana because I thought Diana Yana is so disheartening. And then the debate of Messi and then Ronaldo as Samoa Jan joined, and I think that if I was as Samoa Jan, or your coach I go back to say me pepe because you know my stand. I've always liked players who can take players on, be more direct because that's how team create chances and score more goals. Not to take anything away from Ronaldo, but if you maybe Ronaldo as but if you put Ronaldo and Messi there in terms of football talent, skill, BBR, any chances creation, on certain teams, I will on any day choose Ronaldo over. I choose Messi over Ronaldo. So I think that for that one, I'm with as I'm one message because Messi qualities too exceptional, too exquisite. So with me, I doubt no, and also with me, I compare. And I think that I don't know what is happening to Barcelona. Kaluja, so you say place can come more. They say so we play a contract here, Besa. No matter there na almost no a rebel. They are targeting Ike Gundogan, which City really wants to extend the contract. But the boy is divided now because as we feel said, Watson City for all these years, continuing the Champions League and I think the Premier League, every domestic trophy that he has to win, he's won. And see, why not you say, yeah, the Champions League, he will move on and maybe cap his career by wearing the Barcelona jersey. So let's wait and see what happens. Garnacho, Manucho Kano 50,000 Manucho catch Manucho say me 3 more day pa 3 more day pa
Obobo oyamu revelation this season
until I'm 3 more day no
but still I mean
Osha saying what are you talking about boy in the ball as you see Obobo Manucho say he's a teenager when players when you do 18 19 they qualify for bigger contract as somebody who is 30 who is 25 yeah. And now have ball almost now even Mudrik here Kotoni Manucho, how old is he?
Yeah.
Oh, ball is a boy named bonus. So more money $120,000 a week. That's a Real Madrid better than enough. And all Real Madrid Chelsea coach here boy who fellow Hendrik who's our Brazil. Almost this cabbage in the because it's here that is their target. They are catching their players young. And the Real Madrid is super player one. Now I careful. Boy, no exploits are all. And the dealers a lot about, but I think he might be a Spanish.
Yeah.
Argentine. The new face of Argentina.
Argentina more like a Spanish. Who's Argentina and Brazil for the day? Yeah. On almost we are seeing now about Spanish teams now.
Yes.
Oh, I think that Manchester United they really need the player. And from the way I worked, also Elanga, last year Elanga was the preferred choice.
Yes.
Just look at game of best son on Yama or Momoni a friend saying a game here can say offside go more.
How many City?
No. There's no any mean team but City. He came. Look at the way he turned the player around. Now, so you see, on one more. No, if you see Manchester area, even though he was in a City 18-yard box, the way I saw pass the ball, the way he turned and created that chance. Only few players with talent can do that. And I think that Manchester United should be very careful because the way Real Madrid is any soccer and Juventus they informal cousin because I also learned the Juventus interest, but Juventus is not a threat as Real Madrid. So I think the United player they should sign him on, give him money because Maroon said. Yeah, they cast the players is players we are now Mirati player in the career NBA Brighton player Bako. Oh, players on 26 years.
Peu Mwepu.
Yeah, Mwepu.
Yeah. Zambia International,
yeah. Players career to me ended abruptly. So I just look at what almost even happened to Christian Eriksen. Says it on the Inter for terminating the contract because almost want to Manfa heart pace Morgan say pace right and so Akuma and from Bobo Italy Mrano Ebanin or Mupam by England. It's players no almost a short career. And see over 18 over 19 once you qualify for a professional contract and you are playing as such, I think that you really should get it. Oh, Mbappe, how old was he? Contract from Monaco on loan to PSG after they cost signing feminine. So I think that he's showing signs. He's a great player. Chelsea Trossard Manu Chukwuemeka made the papa. I won't say Trossard is a player I've always been wanting. Now coach by Meka says body own for Trossard bra. But Arsenal so I could do. You see the Arsenal Chelsea them say I was just reading an article also breaking news by from one football. Yes, Arsenal so for Chelsea player meaning say I can see I choose and why policy.
But Arsenal has never really won some of these battles against Chelsea. The only thing which I've been Chelsea will pay more. Maybe the only thing is Arsenal makes Chelsea pay more. But there's no way Chelsea be J-Man Arsenal. I mean, we won't be crowded. Just a month.
Yeah, Chelsea will need players over Arsenal. I know that you are right. Chelsea from Drogba time, DJ Drogba, Eden Hazard, you can go on and on.
I mean, unless you really want them and want to come.
That's exactly the point I was trying to make on the show for you because you see, player transfer now first now saving got me koto 18 million player they no akoba gani the attractiveness is a place near at
yeah
if you gonna today they say who say you have to play and make money.
I agree. 100 million don't attempt playing player less than 25 years
because Edu I think Edu was more problem Edu or say he's played, he's know the business, so sometimes he tries to be too stingy.
If you know this league, that will be under there. Because you see, the cracks are many, but they are winning into when things begin failing. Then you will revisit some of these stories.
Modric decided to not the official boss now. The player will really wanted us now. But if you came meet, and my question was, so when you move to me meet the valuation of the team there, why didn't you do it early and get your player to Chelsea? Sending that deal after Namuko match deal. Oh, I think that's what I was saying. Mo bench and I said Munya to say Trossard will be a fantastic signing. Munya Trossard will be on any day. All they got games. So you bring him out and you are bringing a Trossard in. You are sure, sir. I didn't see a man Liverpool for the past 2-3 seasons. No more because on bench, Luis Aquano Piano Mogotono. Namani no movie or to bench. Diego Jota to bench. Firmino 8 minutes on bench. Until on any day, front three no misfire. You have Diego Jota. You have Kalisha Luis Mubaya Mitana Luis Diaz. So you have Luis Diaz and then you have Diego Jota, you can have Firmino and another Divock origin crown also can come and change the game. It's you have good bench. So I think that Leandro Trossard the player Arsenal in as much as Chelsea I think that for more championship credentials Munya player of his caliber and I really want Arsenal to win the Premier League this year. Then Manchester City league need to say Farmers League. No, I just also trip or good Premier League in so I really but some almost splash cash no because the olden days where you can get players with team DNA. If you don't splash, the player will go to where he doesn't want to go because he wants money. But I say, as again, Galo, I think what I said, no, but look up a Kama Kumakakaya, Ochan team, no. Said the UCG team, no, I'm throwing a bet to you, say, yeah, to me, qualifier, who problem, and who questions to answer. say those people one players and one time one me players go meaning back credit but woni mo nyina mo coach ne say first match no more boni so the players have resolved to beat Sudan. Let's hope they'll be able to do it because it's a free tournament you may be embarrassing. No matter how bad your local league in it, bad talent near a tournament Ghana there. So they should stick their team together and try and make some points tomorrow because they win Sudan, they qualify to the next round. I think that'll be for it on sports.
All right, Opo National. No. I'm a
Crystal Palace betting me and Yadu and I read you outside go as Crystal Palace.
Oh, the only time will tell.
Is the money? Namanu, watch out for Kwesi.
Debut. Best of Banya.
Oh no, only attempt I better know what you're saying. Yeah, become Manchester United goes.
On Thursday, go.
Manu Gaja say a channel in Ukraine.
Oh yes. I mean,
you should go Papa Manchester. They can go in your
exactly. And yeah, truth stance. You see, and say if it goes for our team. Yeah, you condemn it but still love it. I mean, that's the beauty of football. I mean, and yeah, dear, but Aquamon, history sometimes forget some of these things, but sometimes the joy is seeing it as it is. By the end of the day, biases happen in football. Be any guys when we now, elements of luck and mistakes were not part of it. I mean, Obiadi and Ebim, Mekai 2009. You can never tell me Vrebo was not the reason Barcelona winning that Champions League out of the hands of Chelsea. Chelsea had themselves to blame although drew by the worst corporate. But
I'm really surprised. Who is the Mudrik? I say Chelsea man, a very modest wages. He's taking £97,000 sterling a week. Not even up to 100. Really shocking.
That's a little. That's
yeah.
Okay. He wants to play football. He said Ukraine League na Yabwegu. I mean, he badly wanted and the team also wanted to cash in. So the team had a bigger hand than himself, but it's bad. I mean,
I think that with a year or two, so to me, they will increase it.
Exactly. Now, club inside more. Club now is kind of more. It affects your own personal wages too.
Yeah.
But it's news. I mean, less than 100,000. That's a lot of bad news.
Yeah, £97,000.
Yes.
Okay. And I did sports segment in the busy. Yeah, for Asi. A Chrome restaurant, Asamas Trading, and a Dan Auto Repairs. Segment Queen, and almost on your sing made sports segment in the and check ye be cross carpet near core political arena. I hope and come up be a copy, but answer ye back politics in one. For our mobile Facebook or Moshe or Facebook room. Ebimuswa church or margin, Menko kind story commenting na. Afi embra na me ko manicho na fi starting di komo na bibia ntimi enko enkan okọ Facebook abranti e fe na kwaku buadi me uni din bia na me kai maka kwachi kwaku buadi o say kwaku buadi a patriotic voice bechem as I'm still pleading with Ghanaians, we should not lose hope in the NPP government because Honorable Alan Chamati will lead the MPP government since they are working on the policies to make life easier for every Ghanaian. Greeted to Mr. Kwaku Nkansa, aka Papani of Techimentia, patriotic voice, Bechim Kwaku Buadi, and on some of the Abanono. Saving also say, I'm watching you live from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. On also the Nidia Bedum and Pedro Pedroa Medina Cruz. On also watching you live from Ghana. And Samuel Boama. Yeah, Samuel Boama. Maricho Samuel Boama. Unimba Samuel
Boama.
I call it. When I'm reading the Yubo, Samuel Boama, others say, Samuel Boama, you cried, I find you for the CIA. Oh, Samuel Boama, the of Fred of Focus on Penufui,
Ojambo.
Yeah, although the story.
They're not paying for.
They're not paying for.
They are paying Santi.
Manu Jo, oh, we are say, open as a maca, you pukase, you pukase. We are the home of the
I saw in the days of class, sorry, not sorry.
I don't know, can I only a method is awful.
So,
put attackers they were paid for.
Yeah, they're not paying for.
They're not paid for. What said I make it. Some of want to say, watching you live. You know, Boise, my greetings go to Chief Alan Tramatin from Nana Ujam Buama. Or also, so Sema or the other teacher. Upuada for power. Women I say, open the crop. Mammy Abba Kuma. Also, good afternoon, my people. And also, Sema or the Abba. And no. And Stephen also BM or say, Kwabena Japan is my man. Kwabena Japan is my man.
Okay.
And the commenter among for the Abba. And Inshaba Aneka, also our Shama constituency. Also, good afternoon. Special greetings to the new face of Kole Alote, Honorable Valentino Ninoy, the main man, the main man, come 2024. Inshaba Aneka, so. No, some of the see when he comments messages are about our Facebook, ya can amamunti for also the bra, then count the mom. Jonathan Odro, Menu, also my regards to Honorable Alan Kojo Chamatin and G11 members watching you live from Aswasi Kumasi. A come ya so edinide and abano. Eti enche ye so ye call munim. Your boss, I remember you make a crabby mouth. Your boss, I remember you starting na political news in front of Bibia and to conquer.
Asam paetia Obayan Sapuso Bundia one can asam. They mouth to some cacre was supreme. Yo, coffee, oh my woman.
Yemre di kan ekodada eti yan twetwe so no yan ti sim ewo political arena ho madiso ena de say no ena so yesan ekeka kansensem ni bi abubobom because news ni na almost the same news the kaka bom na fei ese na de na 3 first ni that exchange you know na fei ya ba cathedral no na fei ya call race for MPP candidate na flag you know o betu Frank Amom no na ya call no na fe ye be phone line na amatie for so much imagine they say yes some of be pay edwane say finance minister Efero Furiata o se Ghana for ye koso baden ya I say you need the baso because we don't have no option you need the baso na fe almost akotomo bond no see new bond under domestic debt exchange program potentially worthless Brante Fenu senior hosi ono so as a kapsama for ma mo de sika akoto bond say enwo so munidi hu kakra no so nsema so mo de ababetu edwa no afei Brante bi Fenu listo wa kusi ono so dem se mo de ababetu dwa ne say Ghana say I am a fopa pescapa de ma Ghana for na I am a for no kwa no omo akra so omo ya kronfo say I am a for Ghana no ma koso ya omo edi semunu omo fa eyin koi so omo so ebo modian pe 3 billion no de Ghana for say omo fa ehwe omo economy na ono luso ekusi de onu say Ghana for eye akronfo first I am a for akronfo for pa afei yeba cathedral no sensem no so a Sam George eso de sema betu dwa say de penifo na omudada kontrasi na enim ya no omo enye de resign na after asem cross sakare Ghana is scarce because of corruption in the national cathedral project say politicians corrupter na asofofo so a yedi dwumadi ehye on say kosi asori na ma Nyankopon eno so otumi ko wia oman so won so hwe a manicho oman no utumi ekobọ oman no kron no hey Ghana ehum afei Howard Mills so den sama bebe to just say bed na mo si o mo sini na no ni na be $350 million na wasan edi bibia bebe to just say no won pa ye na se ne secret film jam kokokotu amuna kaka ye de ayi kokko so ko fom $30 million na ye de na bebe su a saying in that commerce some can say you two amuna mponi na $30 million si na de dan ka say siwa na be si eno so ensem bebre eno so e ba no na national cathedral so ensem na MPP communicators so ensem ba to just say national cathedral issue a nightmare pa ma first asofofo ne o man munya say yes yakopon e bibia man ni e kwakokosi asodan de hyede nimonyam hwe dan na sisiwa passport office Mali for embassy na judges om dan no mtitim ni na ye bubu no na yesen eba besi dan na se ye sika na ye kwakọ wiemu dia ende enkoye ene so MPP communicator ensensem bia odi abetu dwa no afei oboko presidential race ni mo a Bawumia abantie ba ko a MPP former general secretary odi abetu dwa say ohinito ne kana say mi say Bawumia should step out of flag bearership race no esan say Bawumia esan wo moja esan so no so kan bi na Ghana for yakọ ahoyeham a yakọ yi na no na abantie ba ko efen ya boabin asamo aso say de edru alan so because MPP for no de de bia na omo edu ewe so obekai esate edu bo ahin oni kofo na afei kofo ba ye oni wa president Kufuado na ye compete na line ne Kufuado so we compete ndi say nka eventually no nka ekodu alanso enti ya boabin asamwa say edu Kufuado so na finally no eye abrantia anase papa oye fiber owo MPP mu a o si amanfo atu no fu say ono so ememe etu franka ema MPP abanja kono amanfo bebre nim say friend no Kennedy Japan Kennedy say because of MPP honti nira na say ababawa no so no na peripa me no wa meka okokanga na akokoware no 1992 mo amra NDC MPP for NDC for twa for MPP for NDC no get no so anware no ababawa no anware no we ene sama ene ebabedi ho abobo eni me twetwa so kra no mame ko menua manicho ho na ofa of kweno foriata eni senya hose ensem na listowell kusi ensem no ni nyina no related story manicho yeah me say mo akwaba ba Unity Radio so
yeah me some sanjo
yes that church program no so oforiata e be kase say yankwa Unity a say there say eko
yeah
oforiata say there say eko because yankwa o man no bebutu na man tere o mo so moto mo bond no say mo pese mo kwa anya esika ye de esika kwakoto bank bond wo bank no ye ni aban bia anko discussion say ye de esika kwakoto ye na ye say ye pese ye de esika kwakoto de kwakoto bond na eboai una me che no and the bank e kon be fa so e ma esika na awo ne de na ese o mo behwe e ma esika no wo and say bibia bana so aban no onu IMF kwakodi sawoso a onu mo kokodi na esensema aka say onu ebedi sawoso bi ni no manoma bi apeso na kan de if you say wireless eni na brante senior hosi ensema oso kan no ana say listo wakusi de no kwa na say ama na ye hu o say IMF na Ghana kwakodi busia ho no say IMF no nimam de busia na ma Ghana fo a na che say omo yo krofo a if you say wonu hu krofo bi te IMF da na onu didi say Ghana for peswa kwa ya bom tokro no enuka say omo bi manicho eseme bobai Why don't you say?
Yes, I think that I'll start with the where Ken Oforiatta, Honorable Ken Oforiatta, and domestic debt exchange program now. He was interviewed. I mean, yet to be heard, but at least Joy Four started putting snippets on line for us to read that. You see, when it comes to Ken Oforiatta, I think one, he can also be a very obstinate. It's a definition of it. I remember so well. It's obstinate. Yes, I say. I mean, exactly. See, you pushing and pushing. Or I say me jina no ma in the move so jina fakwa. I mean, just an example. Not that he, but they don't move. You horses you can force them to riverside. You can force horses to riverside. This way they be on to me but in the case on kwa uboa with team the 9 power, because I'm saying this because the same thing happened with the yield levy. I remember so well, even a reduction of the yield levy from almost started from 1.75. Then people said, oh, you know what, let's do 1.75. Or parliament in Norway. We've heard people say on one MPC because they said that no, why should we start from there? It looks like it's on the high side. That will be sending 500 million. You end up losing about 5 million in way near the end. It's too much. So let's find a way to reduce, ameliorate, improve the lives of the poor, reduce the burden for them. And the same thing is happening in this regard too. This domestic bond, you see, we might not be experts in economics, but it looks like why it's a adenia papa. So why should you still be forcing it down their throat? Do you need a rocket scientist to tell you that, yeah, papa? And can we ask them, but you can realize that they know very well that it's just a matter of cheating the vulnerable.
But one question is, yes, why can't say only individuals now, BBC pensioners, individuals on Makotomo Bono? Why can't he take them out of this equation? Money banks in Dili, and as a bank need that resources to do it to the government. And
I think ultimately it's the same thing, because the individuals net top bonds from
the banks.
Yes, it be a Bank of Ghana and commercial bank, maybe a Sancha. You see, when it's more like what are bonds? We see can them there quote one say can down. Okay, may they talk this bond so that every month we made it maybe a 16%, and I say baby, and every 3 months I can get our 15 to 16% profit. Into the 1 billion quote one man. Then I'm assured that it will be a million 60 million. You see, that was the whole idea of bonds. Yeah, Kenya isika. And yeah, people be that baby. Sikan and Kovode could go on some of their government bonds, and these things are done. Countries in Yabi. At the end of the day, then government will get money to run itself. At the end, people government bonds and say they are a bit more reliable, because when you say there can never be any better collateral than a country, which is loaning on to itself nowadays. So I think, and it's GDN in a man Kovode or Mr. Koshemu said they want to have some of these things. Then we've gotten to the point all well-meaning people are complaining. Nkofono complaining to the extent that they've even gone to the MPs or Parliament House or share way. And I say no hosting why convener for individual bondholders in there. And say, I mean, the truth is that once it comes on, the banks, the individuals will lose their money. Banks in there sometimes they sit back because they are using a constitutional law to really get to them. Oh, that's invariably no. Baby, I do know where they are. IMF has given us an ultimatum that before we get that money, we need to restructure our debt, because it looks like we are swallowed. We are allowing in so much debt. Until you see reduce your debt, no more making sure say yeah, sustainable, because you cannot the money and you're free.
Well, yes. I mamin ko Oforiatta de no na membo voice bi briefly. Okay. Boss have voice bi na fi to help the discourse. The intercourse.
Yes, and just two of us having a personal intercourse.
Yes. Hold on, ma'am.
Yes.
What are we saying? We are saying that we have a situation where debt exchange is necessary. We have a situation where we have come out of certain formulations and we have gone ahead to discuss with the financial institutions a way to mitigate that. I think we've done that successfully. In the same way we sat with the union pensions, and I think we are making great progress in what we do for them. In the same way in which we are looking at individual bondholders, to see how we can tweak this. Would we lose a bit of what we have? I think all of us are going to, but we have to make sure that what we eventually come up with creates a sustainability. For example, a zero coupon for 2023. That has to change. So we'll look at that. And those are the modifications which then recognizes the need for fixed income for certain classes of our citizens that we intend to do. So George, once again, livelihoods must be protected as much as we can, and make sure that we also have a nation as a community that is also strong and robust for the future. So that's a balance that we have to do, and we'll do it successfully.
Ken Oforiata and say same audit to Adriano or say union pensioners and a union pension for so and some individual bond holders. And I'm out for so other tangent amount for the finance say motor treasury bills any fixed deposit to run so the same thing. I'd say Kroma say FDI Sifono, so federal deposit insurance. They credit to us almost FDIC almost bank ni dia nom da kwakoto na mo nya mfa so no at the same time bank na am ko treasury bills na
from the bank
say na fixed deposit na am for the economy so kwakoto bonds no na anu
mo nya mfa so na ma kakra ma
ama kakra ma na mo afa de aka no
yes
enti look at it, that dynamics. Yes. Na dem na ya credit kakra ne the union pensioners no omo kwa na omo de na aya rekwo ene akokra na ono 5 year man na ono sise wa nkoje saa yi na ohwa obewu
na 1 year one qualify for pension because or retire early it is kaka kro nya no na se mfa nkoto wono na me didi won kakra then now you want to get hold of that money. Now, what you senior host money, much I say you might lose up to 70% of the money because invariably, when you have zero coupon 2023, nothing will happen to it. Then the next year, and you are mobile 5%. Then the next, it's virtually inflation. Bet you can never do baby now you lose value, and you have to sign. I mean, never tell you any bonus say. Until for what I say, say. But I think you see very soft working, but he gets his point across. That at the end of the day, we are all going to lose. One mind lose. You should tell me how much bonds he has. On chance okay, on this bonds $2 million on him to say. You see this whole thing. Yeah, say, but sometimes I blame. I'm not quite over to cry with one cry and say yes. Sika Ghana koji loaner on fan home. Oh yes. In the way, at financial advisors now, advisors 10 to 15% per every year.
They'll be able to strike it.
I mean,
on the back
exactly. These are things that we are interested in.
Yes.
That way, I mean, yesterday I wanted that one way to pull that. Not say President also took one. We all agree, but yeah, too much. The point is that how many times now American president took one. Fine, they're a first world country, but yeah, we're not in Dubai, we're not in UK, we're not in the US. I mean, then in the name of his bringing us investments in there, it could do him. I mean, they should quantify the travel spent and the amount of money that has been brought back. You have returned is catching we, and you have returned. I'm not sure you have to come and stand in Times Square and make an announcement as a president before you can bring people to Ghana. And the advent of social media and idea, Ghana in the hope now it can be thrown across. It can be thrown across in the idea. So I think. Where we are now, so see DDEP, it is inevitable. It's as good as a levy. People will be seriously affected, and just like you said, pensioners in the end will be a I always tell people that sometimes I was telling me fear. I say I sometimes I wonder that Ghana didn't collapse after Men's Gold, and the Ghana for no more is capable a week ago. Not just after Men's Gold, the but at the end of the day, we say, what can you do? But you are getting to that stage. What can report in Bangkok? I say, you know what? You are making Ghana very bad. You know why? Kalusha, people will not buy bonds again. So where are we getting to now? Says Sisiana, in future, Sanka from Nkrumah's time, that's what people have been doing. So treasury bills there. A chain, Men's Gold near there. You know, people were laughing. That's on say, yeah, 100,000. Treasury bills matter to 3% in 3 months. And half a year. And I say, a Men's Gold amount, I double Sikania at the 10% in a month. They feel that, it's better to go and do the government one and be safe. About 2 years on, Kalusha, they come back to tell you that you are going to touch your money. Unfortunately, the government has a bigger hand in its coming soon crowd. See, I can't go be a Jinisika assets. I mean, people rush to go and take their money. But unfortunately, IMF sits at the corner and tells you that's a 1 year swap. Forget the 3 billion. In all this, just for $3 billion, you are prepared to let families be charged a job because of 3 billion. It's saying about America, and I say we'll discuss it. Sometimes I say you should forget America, but yeah. Say be a brand no work on a pension and also ordinary to one. And I mean, let me jump to Listo Walker say when I mean actually the story I think his own is based on sentiment. Because if you say what kind of story now, the major import is that I'm a family sika sa from Adam. Sika non be ane akwashegu. So why do they still give us money? You see, a bedu stage bia. I once had to work with my boss, consultants, and he for Saudi Fund. Saudi Fund, they were building chips compounds. Almost hospitals or health centers were in crossing there. Kalusha, they bring their own people to Ghana. We're consultants. But they monitor the distribution of the money. Every certificate, they will have their grantsmen who will go to the ground, make sure they also measure, make sure that the job has been done before they pay the money. Although free money, no. They have study fund Ghana for no they controlled it. Sana me call China now madam for a Chinese CBK till they became almost by Nipa Bonini. He schooled me well and understood that until the West has why they keep giving their money to African leaders and the African leaders will not use the money and they'll go and put them in Swiss banks in there. And Ghana 2 major edifices a conference center was built by the Chinese. Our Jubilee House was built by the Indians. You can put your hand on something. Maybe the only major landmark of which I can see a Kwaji Skadbeye N1 highway, a Kwaji MCA, Million Challenge account. For Kwaji Baye to be N1 highway, George Bush highway. That is one of the major significant things. Some of these 3 billion idea Kwaji idea. But save that in Nigeria, our leaders have a way of spending the money without recourse. So I think that is where Listo Well is coming from that. We IMF, no country bailouts for 17 times, sir. You should be worried how the money is used inside Libya. They come back to us. Now, why watching some mobile apron strings? Go and do this. Go and cut freeze employment. Near their money. Go and do this. Okay, I travel 2 years. No samba biom. We are father. Wouldn't you be worried? Now we see come over. What the man and no questions can no samba so bad for fra. Won't you be worried? Are you not teaching them how to fish? Always come for fish to go and expand. And I agree with him in that score that it looks like IMF and some of these international organizations, they take Africa for a ride. They only want us to be slaves to them. That's why they find a way to give us some of these monies unchecked, unscathed. Because I can promise you, they're maybe $3 billion we less than a decade. Or you guys a decade, but they say 10 years. Less than the next 4 years, you go back to them for more money. So why are we dancing around in circles? Yes, sir. So it looks like it's just the same thing being recycled all the time. So it doesn't really work. Okay. And final one will be senior host and I say, I mean, what's sign here? They are not telling us the truth. So we a lay person. We put their fun say Abani is now trying to use colorful, beautiful words to describe that. You know what? I gabi munya. Mon sign idea na Ghana nkoswe. Mon butu Ghana. Mon sign keke na yen say. Minya. So 100 million and net that one no. The very day you sign, know that I got 30 million. By the time you get your money, 70% will be lost. And that is news. But these are financial experts. These are economists that on your discussion say, you know what? Abandoning in your year. He's not coercing you like Jesus on the Okojan Danishuna, Abonsam Kasu Winter from Nobel Yeno. One Chinese can see and I say, music and don't say, oh, this debt bond holders, someone holding Ghana to ransom. Because Ghana be butuna say mo sika ho no man kam from boa Ghana minya nipa no fani sika wo nya hwama wase ebo no kro no say be ye do no once you sign I call say wakoto brand new car America APF we wonom now lose 20% of the value and that was signing now make sure that your money zero coupon we time you bet your car no then you're only going to get 30% until who can afford say your family with legacy and inheritance in the mouse will you let people lose it to this point? I think it's really a painful one. We will not sit here like I keep saying, play our cards like experts in economics, blah blah. But more munim than more cano. Now in all this, many Americans say when I was obey me ye, where you buying, why you obey me ye, and I'm saying, pa. Say me be travel by man me try one from me Puto. From me Puto one me kwe. Me kwada. Now say no when you try them for Puto. Me for sika mo meti. I mean, it's really a painful one. It's really a painful one. No matter how you look at it, it's a running story. But yeah, Nehemiah say we were thinking that Anka hue and cry it will take us to a point. Our government will say that you know what, God, she said, I ain't touching individual bonds. We are going to touch institutions. Then say, I ain't crying nipa. But Ken Ferrata is telling us that Kianeki, the DDEP domestic debt exchange program, it's a sure must. It's a must do. Then we put our hands in the spare.
Yeah, that's so sad. Opo, remember also now, also for because now fi young call National Cathedral nonsense seven now fi young to so na MBA phone lines na after phone so friend almost so much imagine.
Okay.
Opo, manicho I can't say me baby, my me fa free ho. The question person beside say in case omo kokosan ade no because I fact that you document na mom na no as say o mesan na kokosan a na at the end of the day no ni sika 6,000 na everybody say 2,000 na one omo kokobli mu
Kalumeda say once again me chat here for you na I think say o share the area na ya kan Adiana.
But you be so low the kakana echo actually
I read you know.
You read yes.
I come from yeah, I think that the whole process no the way abino see and your mano meninja apart from the fact is program nankasa ye kumuno me in person I am not in support. You know, Uti Kenoforiata Asamoah or Kana. Now he's making it very clear, just like Gabi said, he said that debt exchange program no is necessary. Kalu say kase bibi necessary, any semantics kakao high he said you can't bibi afa need anyone to home. Naturally say something necessary for the country means we cannot live without. Adeno yempo and was said yeah. So what I say. But the first question that I keep asking myself is, how did we get here? All from excessive borrowing, mismanagement of the economy, and whatnot. But the point is, saying a necessity no. Omo amuso omo de musika shim a life nyina no omo nim say the sikasi na dachi asoaba ama yenso yetumi nya so mfaso no e ba be so far na as a country the Korea means na mo kan FDIC ukuma ho asem kuma everybody's entina say DCU ukura na do sika ekoto a omo member you have to be a member of the South Federal Reserve FIDC no so that in case DCU is no more Kalusha Manucho who sika ODSC Federal will take over and pay you your money. You won't lose your money. What I say. But the way things are going, I was listening to me what Gabi a kind tweet in Nanra. What they are saying is individual bondholders no. Say workers a woman peninsula not yet do sika amount. You won't get any profit. It's even say Manucho the sika koto baby $30 million for the last 5 years, and not $10,000 for the last 5 years. And I buy Edifficano Aye Juma in film and I'm film and yes, you call your debt exchange program, and it's a Sikano, company and sign here will give you your money without any interest. I think it's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. And I was, the problem, you was said. I was listening to Martin Pegbu or Joy FM. Oh, problem almost is here and say, I said, Omunji Abano Kranya Indeed. They don't trust what the government and the finance minister is saying. Nana Martin Pegbu described the debt exchange program, say, mass, I can't say, mass weapon, one kind of mass of weapon distractions today. So what I say, it's like we are coming to kill people.
Yeah, weapon of mass destruction.
Weapon of mass destruction.
Yes.
We are coming to kill people. Because look at the number of masses that was suffer. And I was also listening to a convener, no more convener.
Yeah,
Hosi. Yeah. And he said that the finance minister's claims are false.
Yeah.
And according to him, was the finance minister no yes to merely create fear and panic for them to sign. You see, this is the problem you get when people in the country tell you that we don't trust the finance minister. We feel the finance minister is incompetent, so get him out and put a new person there. Let's assume Nanado listened to the masses, his own NPP MPs. So, and the country's cry. And our sister Ken Furiata. And our new finance minister Baya. Probably we wouldn't be having these problems. Because now the trust of the finance minister is even not there. Now I bet senior host interviewing now say Gadia Sarochedako, any cars in Kenufuriata, said that a creative tension, a creative fear, a creative panic for them to sign. Meanwhile, I believe we said the almost seekers said that is the only way to go. No, and you know, so my humble question this morning is if IMF decides say almost first Ghana due the 3 billion loan that we are seeking for will not be granted. Ghana cannot survive. We cannot live. We cannot manage anything in the country. So I feel Kalu, we are at a very tight situation, a very tight angle. See, I know, meaning finance expert and I'm not economic expert, but I was listening to Hussein. I said this is just a common sense because 1 + 1 cannot be 3. So it's a thing where we are now, and I am happy Kenoforiata said that now they are having dialogue with both the pensioners and the individual bondholders, and it's progressively progressing. Let's hope it goes well for them to agree. We don't want to be doomsayers, and we don't want say just like now Kalusha Naoka said. If that is what point to be said, they are trying to make the individual bondholders, the pensioners, no, you critique or you pinch or bad say, oh, Musika, and I was a Yedisicano, Sisiagana, Yamuane, Yedisicana, Copabusiana, Mana, ya, Mose Mumpene. That is not the point. The point is put yourself in their shoes. Yaukoma, Yanama, Wuma, Yaponchi, Bray, Koba. Now when you skaka canal, they are caught up bond. Thinking say omude sikana ibeya juwentu benya so fa so it's even in the Bible Kalusha so na we method so far who can know jamas man be so be kan na ade sheme in the Bible mo a Jesus talked about onkophobia ya ma omu sika so mo fa ko ya jumo bi ka che ni wura say sika no tiri mo de ntimi situ from the share ho a ye je ni de no san de ma de odi ko ya adwuma no. So when you have talent, you have money, even the Bible encourages us to invest, to work with the money, to multiply the money. And this will be the Sika to baby abeto bond, say 5 years, you man, so far so bad, maybe. Now at the end of the day, and she say we nearby. Yeah. So sometimes, yeah, Mama, yeah, from only one angle. I understand Ghana is in a critical situation. Ghana needs their help, but I think just like like I was saying, no, for that, Martin Pegu, now we senior who is now. Initially, I buy they are not all now. I think the government kept them in the dark. Not just as over say, yeah, they would to me, no, into the by force, and now, for that interview, all the old boy, you know, they are going to do it, whether they like it or not, because I say it's necessary. And a God is so can evil necessity. So whether they like it or not, they are going to do it. My only prayer is that they will be able to dialogue and make the people, both pensioners and the individual bondholders, agree and come to terms and understand. Going back to the audio you played yesterday and the cry of that ASP, I think the government should do this and do it very pragmatically so that both parties, even if they agree, will be satisfied, and they should give them, I think, favorable terms. so that it wouldn't be a weapon of mass destruction, and Ghana families will not die as a result of this and go into poverty.
This is a running story in team, but men for Nuncia na me come anicho na yenko National Cathedral no and send na fi race nso ye Manu.
Yes.
Okudato allegations no.
Yeah.
Sela manfo assume say Victor Kusi Boating Reverend
aka Kobna Eduje
aka Kobna Eduje the whole scenario is say politicians see they call sao mu na ya sign ama o sika say kosi asori dan e ma nyankopon se so so hwe a nyankopon sika no me de say we asemo ya che say sika kra the question the memo no omo so mo dipa o ana manicho.
Yes. I think it's an interesting one. I've heard the man speak that Okujeto Blakwa is, I mean, a liar. It's a chronic liar, blah, blah, blah. But you see, the point here is that the man issued made some allegations, I mean, at this point, against you. And also, the must try.
Sam George. Oh,
yes.
At the end, Daka Howard Mills,
yes.
Or say 350 million a bit me say in a bada baby I know one was say omko from $30 million. You to me to toko $30 million there. Let's say and also
yes.
And the MPP communicators in a cathedral issues no so anti and is giving Ghanaians some nightmare because already now man for empresso.
Yes.
Now for this revolution see I mean Academy saying na bom na for young koso e dey because 8 minutes now you bet me I and kakra na fe ye de race no so ababetu na ya fe ye bie line am
yeah
friends affair phone nti maniko.
Yes, I think I will start from, I don't know, maybe there's Sam George then I think is straightforward. I mean he's saying that I mean cathedral corrupt members, he basically cathedral and I say one more benny I corrupted that then it's as good as kissing bye-bye to it and looking at other areas. I mean, based on because your way on GH1, based on the revelations Okuja trouble like the aban and say, hey, now the head the secretary is called Reverend Kwesi Boating, the same person a friend Kobnedu Jemfi on answer or the Kobnedu Jemfi could be a company, GNS company, or more I take it 2.6 million Ghana cedis for a job done. And interestingly, you see that's where the contention is because I've read 2 reports. I'll say they were paid 2.6 million, but Kuja Tablakwa did not go forward to tell us what they did for doing what. In a month, so say they Omobo we Bosia GNS company in the ball Cathedral and Bosia around 2021. The money was not coming through. They had to pay some of their debtors. Then they decided to come and augment because Onimo Mwana Bibinena Yedichua. You see, my issue here is that there are 2 schools of thought. You've made this revelation, and sometimes, and yes, official or your documents at the Bromo Parliament because sometimes, these things must be discussed. Then he do thorough research and he comes out with some of these things. And yes, investigative journalism, sometimes people wonder, I don't know your way because due diligence is what he does when you give him the documents. Because obviously they pay GNS company. Okay, GNS, who are the directors? He does it. He realizes that there's a Stella somewhere. There's another man. They saw a software power chapel one. Then there's a Kobnedu Jemfi. Oh, okay. Then there's a third party. Who is this person?
That first 2 persons, 2 people. Though.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
And Kobnedu
Jemfi. No, it's okay. They are connected to the church.
Yes.
Then Kobnedu Jemfi. Who is this third person? They go in there, get to registry. You be say, oh, okay, or 10 number. Now documents don't already 10 passport. You can share passport in the picture now. Ghana the passport no label any forensic entity. You share picture now. But this picture is the same as Reverend Kwesi Boating. Then they go deeper. Okay, date of birth at the bank. They will say they on 69. On national passport, Victor Boating so the 71 now, which is a discrepancy of 2 years now there. But that's the news. If there is a Kobnedu Jemfi among position and Brazil, yet the same man, and the different date of birth. You see, my issue has to do. I've heard that he says obey you. Akuya Black for defamation. I mean, Ghana, no, we have a way of going around in circles to kill issues. You can't need the quantum, no. because I say no, it run edge. As a one, me know when I enter one day, so that prison, no, so Tegano, so China, nobody knows. I'm wondering a country that people just go off on some issues and people get a field day, because this was a case. COVID no work up near the because Morgananka, you have to be drumming it. There should be some journalists because it looks like new topics, so people are always having a field day. Similar one is happening here. You see, my issue has to do with the fact that Tama I could talk like our commission strategy or the other to court of public opinion. You as Reverend Kwesi Boateng, you can decide not to discuss it in the public domain. Go to court, sue him to come and who alleges must prove. But once you decide to also answer in the public domain, then it's a court of public opinion. You give information for people to digest. Are you the same as Kobine Jenfi or not? You do certain things you should answer. I'm only Reverend Kwesi Boateng, Victor Kwesi Boateng. I'm not called Kobine Jenfi. And Kobine Jenfi me feeding, but I'm find your passport to be a company. Then you will be making headway. You don't just say somebody is defaming you into winning a court. If you say that, you leave spaces for people to really make judgments in this. You see, I'm somebody, when I'm doing analysis, I want to give people benefits of the doubt. It's my type response from Reverend Kwesi Boateng on this allegation, because I cry over TBB to balance the scale of discussion. But the truth here is that you are not denying it. Also, I will say, oh, when you're corrupt, you see, then they begin to throw tantrums. The man is evil. On Finyame, he doesn't want the church to be built. Who doesn't want it to be built? Sisiana, you are jumping into a renowned evangelist in Dagiward Mills, who was made a trustee member, 30-member trustee members. No can be. On also be veritable, incontrovertible questions now. And no more man answers. He got so mad and he left the scene. Or also, what will you say? He's also sabotaging God. Wabeka says he's not against building of the cathedral. You see, or let's say some $350 million. I think I wanted you to go there to Villaggio, Jubilee House, Terminal 3. Then you say $350 million. Why you seeing 5,000 capacity? Perez Chapel, a Doma is bigger than 5,000. Every individual church is a CB. And don't remember, you see, you do stage B. I've listened to Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos. Yeah, with Paul Adimochi. Talking about the fact that you are very design, first, kitchenette. You see, the kitchenette, abeshin, first, any museum, the museum, abeshin, first, any say. But in all this, how can it escalate more than 350 times the original plan? I mean, that is where we are now. I'm almost 100 million. And then you shake. Dagiward Mills said they told them that at the end you're missing 100 million. They as a church are supposed to raise 3%. And I say but everything has been twisted. It looks like why you're missing papeni. Just that some people are die hard in there, they don't want to hear. On my penny for that Ghana no yan commerce and I commerce. I'm not as for 1918, you know me this for Ghana. In some minimum we are 1980 but they mean to me baby. That is where we are. Due diligence, asking the right questions. You know, it's one as a trustee. You are not asking. Now, she said, my mom said that God Mills is a traitor because he's asking questions. Say, design here, the end, Mofa, that are right to get into the design to make some of these discussions. I think we are getting to. We are getting somewhere. Maybe all of a sudden, that God Mills has become very vociferous on this because I think he wants to make. Save Ghana. Will be some candid opinion because people will be like, oh, wait for man, you did nothing and change. But the truth is that just like he's saying, David Ajay, he's having issues there. This is an area, it's also my field of expertise. Because young person BC into Ghana, what do? You are there be a friendly designer and supervision. We're a consultant. That's what you do. Sometimes you can only do the design only. Somebody can supervise. But the truth in a construction also, a company is being given. There are times in crop any EPCM contract. The mark contractor no fun will be a bit design and not quite 10 key. And as you build, operate and transfer. So all these type of contracts are there. But I think for sanity to prevail, we say the contractor you give him a percentage to the consultant. So that you save us at the end of the day, project number nobody loses. Because people should see block and chip, brick and mortar, to know that at least something has been done. Now we have feasibility studies in Yanuas, 30 million for the man. I think an area that you would most went there is the location. He spoke about said that you be sit down and can you bonnet. But why are we breaking a country that is developing? You do baby yet. If America decides that you could building be Kennedy Center or Washington, yes, at least they have the mental strength and physical strength to do it. But you do one. We could bubu justice design more than 7 judges buildings. You see just 2015. We will no passport office say. At the end of the day, the project site, a lot of money has been committed, but nothing there to show. We recent drone shots say you see ya substructure ampo anke ya power foundation ye two amonampo doko ne ye de ebuesi sima power system but make say oh maybe the building needs to be a strong building on shaking into I see to make keep those things in there. But we live in a system. You've done next to nothing, and as a consultant of sorts, you can realize that you've made a job for the boys. You've really decided to spend money for no job done. By designing so and yet extraordinary design. That what else even went there that you know what? Say you do baby na say we are very ambitious in our minds. Say a year project way now you say COVID aba Russia Ukraine aba why would complain say we aba why don't you vary the design to meet the exigencies of the time so that you can get it sorted? But escalation of the project and also something we started so meek. As low as $100 million, she said I'm 350. By the time maybe you in construction, so you are there be price adjustment factor. She said it's a cement cry. Maybe at that time on budget say 50 cities, 5 cities. She said I do 10, and I say baby, all these things will be discussed. And see the price has been going up. Inflation, I can't. It's 350. No, want to me achieve. So mean all this, So yeah, Becca say Okudeta is a politician. He's only scoring points, cheap points for his political party. Are you saying so? Same about the man of God too, who has had chance to be in there and more frustrating the PA because he was asking questions. This is what can is how can this be more expensive than Ghana? You're building deficits. You're plenty. What cost agreement? And then he says, "We are make sure building $350 million." So what are we? Why are we doing this to ourselves? I think that they are gradually just like Sam George making mockery of the whole situation. Mama in Kofo crash from and people communicate. They couldn't have said it any better. That there are more bread and butter issues and sorry, be more yeah and can say a bone of contention. And I see a discussion. President Abeka, you see that attitude say yano yenti no and then hard or say whatever you do, I'll finish this project before I leave office. One question I remember, say people should you don't care when bonds near the end now will see all in the name of you see. I don't get it. Sometimes I get so pissed off that Sisiano I could cry not one of no. What's it that restructuring? Yes, yeah, Tenisika, but a mere project. I don't think God will even be happy for this project to be done for him. No, Bible nampo they be poking me say nyankopo until she adem. The modern universities and open university, online universities, and then we are still living in that quagmire. We are still living in that paleolithic moment, and it's getting worse by the second. The citizenry are suffering. The church is the Adana Musino is shrouded in a lot of mischief and thievery. And Wukokana, some myopic-minded souls will also try getting back at you. That's why it touch Nyame down there. Men can watch them near at the detriment of the people. And come churches now believe so much say Nyame down say no. I mean, would individual money not require be any problem? But when it comes to governance and what will make people's life better, you do what is right and fair at every particular time, but not your whimsical wishes. Say I made a promise, a personal promise. People should suffer for it, and you've planted people to you can't be often yet your mercy. Cathedral so no can no do at them because they know the deals that are in this. Anyway, then institutions don't work. They be a mechanic be a basis to say when Obama came to Ghana, young as I was as a 28-year-old boy, I listened to the speech and the speech no matter every day. No matter to online say mom maybe you were not born or you didn't listen. Go and look at the speech. Ghana needs strong institutions, not strong men. Or boya boana say my yard Babasuna another woman. Said these people, what in American history, they will be celebrated because corruption is one thing, and killing a lot of way. One out of corruption, you pay who out of it. You have no idea. You have no idea. So be you are born simple say. Sika say the kosi cheap compound work. Obi cross na onya healthcare. We cannot. And then obi omuyi way maternal healthcare mortality very high in Ghana. And then in Ibiabi, we in part 10 were Ghana kwa more than 3 or 4 of them die. Is it a crime say be and bringing a life into this world? We're not saying people don't die yet through childbirth, but the truth is that we are not doing much to salvage the situation or to curb or to reduce. Money doesn't buy life, but it can prolong your life. Some of us, maybe you're dead. And it's the same thing is happening because you don't set our priorities right. And men of God who are supposed to, and you see, when it gets to this point, I get mad. People say that, but at the end of the day, if the church does not become the ruler, it will be a straight liner. Yeah, there are chunk of us say this is a straight liner. Then where are we? Line, I say it's a straight liner. There will be a lot of anarchy in the system. Yeah, okay. So I think, Reverend Kwesi Boateng, as much as you want us to respect, you come out and tell me boldly that, and you have a passport, and then you would then we can get somewhere. But as it stands now, the thievery should stop. Okay,
thank you so much. Manicho, Magadi, now telling Kanu. Opo, I'm a member also. Now me fight this question now. Now, yen trust na fi, yen call the last, topic for the day. Topic now for the day. No, so. Opo say people are beginning to lose trust in the politicians. Now, clergymen also are man for call kotie, sempadi to amufo so. Being corrupted, and I'm a corrupter. Is Ghana doomed?
Whether Ghana is doomed or not, I mean, America, and near my cousin, who said we are doomed or we are not doomed. But I think we stand at a very critical position right now. I say corruption, regardless of institution now. Say clergy, say civil service, say the security agencies, but as a corruption from the look of things. Because over some can't find national cathedral. Now, some Manichu, maybe now Manichu Cranamico National Cathedral, no, they're not so nothing wrong. I
can't remember, yeah.
Oh, yeah, in principle,
yeah. Yes.
But the right thing should be done.
Concern National Cathedral, no, nothing wrong.
Let me correct this one. That the president, before he was voted, said that it was part of his promise into obey any tomano. So me, I always stand by those things. That it's a Biden can say
no.
1 million.
Okay. Debate because I don't know one final campaign. Or can say and it was later it became or say a personal pledge or your man when he wins the elections. And then people said, okay, if you made a personal pledge, then you should use your own personal money. But and then one of the funds where or do we need Abano. But in any case,
even at the second term,
so I can't say the we need about PSC support to know you're not or mind your team saying your priority there. Then my question then remains to say, and you know the company your job creation, fighting corruption, Sikano away, Mahama Jessica Abu Bosia, the SSA will be a bisa Mahama and say, Sikano away. Me create Juma, me and create Juma Mamma, yes, me baby Kungalam say. Jumbo do said say the Sika babe, Juma Baba, Yakopa, for. But America said Ghana is tired of borrowing. Ghana, yeah, more business you. We should be able to take care of our. These were the front pillars. So they ran here. And my yet to a man. And then came National Cathedral. In order not to divert, can we say who this answer is Ghana doomed or not? A very subjective and relative. But said the American initially, no say. Who shall say, baby, I will feel saying, have the anchor. Corruption Dori Ghana, a hand corruption you honor. She said, Honson about rate. International, you have to answer the question for yourself. It is extremely, we sit on dangerous ground, sir. Now, to the boss, in really, that Ward Mills article and then a letter now, Troy. The reason he resigned, or say one, Abayan Alpha trustees. But decision via a national cathedral is not made by the trustees. And he can let no call down. He makes a point to say, on one suggestion, he says, it's Abayan Alpha trustees are so or so munyadiano. No, every decision regarding the national cathedral is made by the government in Zimbabwe. Government na informal government council. No, my identity any known to many so that when we have questions, we can go to them for them to answer those questions on behalf of the government. Because of Kasaya Kofa, Mami Joseph said David Eje, the architect. Then I didn't read an article today where a Ghanaian has been fired and he sued what we see Well,
UK, yeah.
Minim said they say the same Eje, I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah, you know, David Eje, Ajayi, everyone that Ajayi Eje, you know.
Yeah, so many lady. When also SQ. So look at the controversies that ever are there. I see a Yama Yankopo. Look at the controversies. You know, that he was not to say $30 million yeah, the gate pitch. Hey, now there Daniel see 30 million at the gate pitch. Oh my goodness. And Nipa why year Juma 24 years Nisika Kakra or the Akoto bond. Abayan is mean to me for Sikane because they say your minor running at a loss. Ye kopa bi senti ye si betumi anya busiana yen tete ye ka ye de so na yen pamra na yen position ye on present ye ho se e kana ye kwakoji wa IMF ni betumi atua nti wo kana me do na investment na wato de me hold on until 20 and I can say 2030 but later me we say 2033 to 35
oh okay
yeah 35
33 to 35 before you can get your full money
yeah 35 almost repeat 35
So, into how many we are in 2023 into 35, not just how many years more?
12 years.
Right? 12 years. Into somebody, the man who was crying from Sunyani, he's 70 years. He might not live to be 82 or 83.
Yeah.
He might, I'm saying he might. Into not brow, but brow as I say so, he couldn't even live to enjoy his own labor.
4 minutes, right? 4 minutes. Now, where we now? Mama, 4 minutes account. Yeah, nah. Yes, I want to be seen because
Kalusha pan and yeah, Daniel.
4 minutes.
What time say?
Because I will last say no more 5 minutes.
One day the SMS me who's na me jam time
program out to na mama ya kata na 4 minutes
Anopa we try ka say na e ja e ba omiamu na yin area dey chef mo chebe
the point ya can boss me do time no so
yeah 3 minutes.
The point I was trying to make and is I feel say this whole national cathedral thing no abaya fiasco. One, me, I was not in support. I'm a Christian, and you know that I was not in support. So I say, but others also have different opinions, which I respect. He didn't support. He didn't say the right things to do, but I felt to say, oh my, there were more pressing issues than spending this money. And in any case, initially, no more catch say, and yeah, buying DC. But now we have come to realize because of kind that he was not elected now, DC. Government has spent money on this cathedral than any other person. And with the 30 million Kwakwadegi Foundation up there Ghana Bonisa. And these are pastors, these are reverend ministers, these are pastors just like Alusha said that. No wonder for a friend is saying Ningo Pampram MP. Some judge is saying there we are cursed. No wonder, because if the church and the clergy is involved, supposedly involved in this form of corruption, there now you koya now say bye. So, and that is why he was saying, as I did and he said God will not be mocked, and that is why he has turned his back on this nation. You see, Yasumi, because that's cathedral now, or your bonsam, on Penyamiasem, and I won't Yamisumi, but say, money making venture.
No problem. New York, no churches be a almost shada at the Adriani every 3 days in a week. Now, Uncle 4 corner, Ghana, sorry, bang. kwa na mo otumi yesa the clergyman I say come for running for happen mum na mum dupe the nation.
Another man kasa say on radio so about community service in the Spanish church net of compassion. I did talk about them, right?
Yeah.
That's what they do. Even today, they see us about 1 o'clock. Every day has its own thing. Among for more clothing lines. That is a Walmart. I only am targeting Uber. Among for the donating your money more. Donati Chroma City Council for near the Dene Sharif your better coat ma or the coat bar Nana Sumpine over chair. They all bring a lot of stuff to them. The church asks them, sorry, Manone or more so we cannot to go on a session is a Walmart in Tadia. I don't know. Not homeless, no more and Omababi Kalu. I'm just adding to what you said. No more be but you cannot take more than 10. Per head. Said the bear make you be in Pabuanta, dear socks, gloves, be free. No more deco. That should be the duty and the functions of the church. But then, so for no better car, Kissim Nami Mammy or Tia Krasi Chikrum, do bancher, or Sakui collection in our mob. Rosayana Kasa, Nano accounts sometimes when you speak and you speak the truth. Nipam Tawasem, Nipa Town, because who can't say yes, Okano. But we live in this world to leave a legacy, not to be hypocrite. Because the anti-crime young couple can say in John to Sondu no Kalu or the Twas Meboa, or the Sadia Granny Bad. I bet time you see. The Janitman Yamifi and Yamin Manage. Yeah, yeah. But then Yamima are being deprived of the food they are supposed to have a portion in the house of God. But how can a whole clergy and yet just Manuso Nkawe Obini Mone Ayin and Kedi Omukoya Obini me or Bofone Prophet Woman Yadumkoya Diani Akase oh 1 man churches so. These are the men of God that ye can the backbone of Christianity and the Christosum or Ghana ye are so for you. The Otabel, the Duncan Williams, the Dudley Ward Mills, prayed before a former moderator, a secretary,
Palmer Backer.
Big men. So,
Professor Mate, former moderator of Presby, former National Council. Yeah. So Anglican, former Anglican, so for the former moderator, and I'm very, very impressed with that what he would know for resigning from the board of trustees because he wants to keep his integrity intact. One person didn't remember for no, but let's hope that allegation now could you to the Abano. And I'm just saying, let's hope. But if it comes out to be truther, not done as often for, they say the Rebecca said, Omunina so die because a bassa and Manu was talking about so for say he should have even kept quiet and see Ukuja too and all that. Maybe I would say that he has the right to seek a redress in court, but let's just hope. Say Adiana. Okujetwaka double ID man only adeno and but if it comes out to be true and I'm happy that now MPP for can send their own Kalumani no money will concern Obo Mochi. Also more communicator Albert Kumi Abebu. Oh I got now Accra FM. I was listening to the show. Now all cases say National Cathedral or say almost support base no. From a demoralize you because I'm seeing someone else say, I didn't see a man, a minister, a man for really. Now, your Baba say, a ball, mine can't say, Baba say, Ghana ye. So I work to a wise, it's enough. Someone been making corrections for the time left and make the country better and turn things around that. It's for them. If they will continue on this same path, they say, a binary policy. The president and promise, and I'll do it, I'll do that. It's also on to them. We don't wish the country to get into any kind of calamity. But we're only hoping that our leaders will reason
and realize their mistakes and correct them and take decisive decisions that will push the country forward. Carlo.
Okay, thank you so much, Opo. Manucho, where the 3 minutes now for your call us in them. Baumia, or him told Jack, say, and you can say MPP for reason, or Kobe Mukra, as I say, Muja one son, say, economic course of the country, no, or can be. So there's a leader of the economic management team, on a leader, now, man to be Koyedia, and also can be. And ya Buabia Samuel say, do Alan Chamateso and Canadian Japan, say, because of MPP, Nehire, non-compressor warren to be warren. If I say we bomb for boom now, 3 minutes left in beautiful lives.
Yeah, first one is Kennedy Japan. I mean, it's quite unfortunate. I mean, 1992 was your Ghana say obey way, obe supported Dubois campaign, and he lost a lot of money in Abisi about Panipano. He had to end up losing. You know, call back to US. Stella waited near there, but in all in this was saying 2 beautiful wives. I mean, maybe in the midst of the storm, no, unless he's still grappling or complaining about that one. I mean, we say who's scanty. Maybe I'm sure the woman has even regretted, but that's on the lighter side. I think the idea man kickers when he Nyautama club punch, I think he's not gotten over it. Nyautama clubs went too low. That's he's just making noise, not nothing for the party. Yeah. Because, I mean, this is a man I knew he bought 100 pickups near the recent times. So I can't. I don't know. That's why some people come supportive of Omiana Force to come and say some. When Penasema, you don't go denigrating. I mean, that is so bad. Now, on him too also on Baumia. I mean, when he said he had blood on his hands, I wanted to be sure, but I think he used it figuratively to mean that he's unpopular. And somehow can I be no say he supervised a very bad economy, and Ghanaians are not happy with him. He is head of the economic management team. If they stand, breaking the 8 is difficult, and if they stand any better chance, you don't put a face that is annoying. People don't really are having issues with. Well, it might just go against them. So, on a simple advice, now I mean, I say if you are corporate, so Obia will be saying a spot. He's declared his huge stance. He's a major dial in the rule, Alan person. And he feels that Alan Cash should be the one to lead them and not Baumia. And he doesn't know where the Baumia antics are coming from, especially against the backdrop that 2007, there was a decision. Baumia virtually ceded, Alan Cash virtually ceded it to Akufo-Addo. He couldn't get 50+1 of even MPP proposed vote, but he decided to cede it to him. Now say, do not return the favor. We are winning, but we have some also had to go that he had 3 points that MPP is an ecosystem. They have systems that they followed. 3 times Alan Cash has lost to Akufo-Addo. He bided his time. So this is his time. So being super so yeah, he should come and join the queue. MPP said it's a conservative party and it's like loading cars. Others feel that exigencies of the time, but I think the Bible has remained even in the midst of mobile phone shape in the car. And I say the Bible, but she's still seen as a book of choice and comfort ready to tell you that as much as you believe in the exigencies of the time should reflect the party, and others believe that, you know what, the very foundation of MPP should be kept, and that is what will make them a big party for a long time. That as much as possible there is a rule of engagement. You bid your time. You don't just walk into the pattern. We'll to move. So I think at this point today, maybe the Baumia camp looks a bit sluggish. We're declaring the anything and people are making their stances known. Just like Akufo advised them, they should show great sportsmanship to mean that fair play. They should play fairly, sec that at the end of the day they can still move on as stronger as a party. But I think this is about maturity. Yeah, pray there. You can't tell me that I should hate you. Yeah, but what I said, when the mayor called Bonenufu, I say cushion pad into Ubonte. The person can decide to hate the armpit at the end of the day. So these are some of the things that I'll be going for. But I think inadvertently, those who have ears should listen. But others who also feel strongly that Baumia is the man. Breaking the 8 will not be fought easily against things that are happening now. Dollar now 12.5, equal 13 at the way. A man who decided to put it in his pocket at 4.5 or 6, it will be very tough to sell him to Ghanaians. So I think that they are making all their grievances. You see what the other side too has. That's why bidding the time near there. So these are more of pro Alan Cash people making some speaking about what they want to. So you see how it goes. I think they make some solid, succinct, intelligent points. But as to whether to catch up with, like a wildfire with the rest of the populace and stuff, we hope to see.
Okay. Thank you so much. Opo, remember should I say 3 minutes? That's 3 minutes there anymore. And I have NBA phone lines, na TF4 so my program on Diano, almost so much of my Chopo, 3 minutes.
Matikalu, me bonito, said the Manucho, and I think the NPP flag bearership race, it's on, and then there'll be a lot of these stories coming up. But unse nameka says a story, but not story, if he communicators need ho and you need to see people of higher rank in the party to say into carry a lot of weight. Remember, who 30 years are now born and Anopa. This is the same man now, Oma Baumia the clearance to be a member of the NPP. Mokan is a manager friend, a waiver.
Or waiver man.
Waiver, yeah. I need to really man Baumia waiver, man Baumia to be a Kufado vice. But if you don't read the story well, now one tell say maybe you better say or say on step out keke. On my reason, the reason in say see a Ghana economy in here and Nanado Ajatum Baumia Jatum finance minister see a culture say debt testing program is a necessity. Gabi the kind and say it will necessity if we don't do the country will crash. It will have all come to the realization say economically Ghana doesn't sound. And who is the head of the economic team? Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, His Excellency, the Vice President. So, Uche Nana Oyinintua. Nasama Okanin Yunani say, Baumia cannot be the presidential candidate of NPP because our blood, our Nensaso, regarding the current state of Ghana's economy. So, it's as simple as that. It's in yes, unqualified, or the contest you. But no, can say, NPP for the Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Ba. Ghana Jina Brace CA. No vice president no. And then some no baba can't tell Ghana for say may say what is he going to tell the people of Ghana again? Oh, was it when people complain about the economy and our government now? They talk much less about our president Akufo-Addo, and they talk much more about vice president. A lot of the bashing that people have had against our current government in terms of the economy has been directed at the vice president. And why so? The answer is simple. He is the head of the economic team. And Baumia, because of his economic lectures, so much when we say with him alongside the president, they were going to turn things around. But has that been the case? No. Ghana is rather worse off than Sedi or Musifano. So I think that if you are looking at it from that point of view there, I couldn't have agreed more with Ohini Into. Say Baumia will be a harder candidate. In essence, no, he's just trying to say Baumia will be a harder candidate to sell to the population and to the populace of Ghana than probably other candidates. Say they are Kennedy Japan, Alan Chamate, Kwabene Japan, Joe Gatti, or a Manucho candidate. Akutu a so I say every akutu. So I think that he hit the nail right on top. Sometimes no credit kind but as I say I cannot credit. The economy is crashing. Ghana is crumbling. Who is the head of the economic team? If Baumia has the prowess to change the country, to turn things around, he should do it now. You can tell me you have to become the first man before you can do things when you are the head of the economic team. So I totally agree with Ohinin too. That if MPP wants to put Baumia as a flag bearer, then they should turn things around now for the better, so they can get some things to stand on and campaign. Either than that, they should look for a neutral or a different candidate, either than Baumia. And that brings me to Kennedy Japan. They are no one can say. Neira Kennedy so they told too much program crowd so they too much. Can we tell you a story though? Also no Obawa no or girlfriend back or Ghana. In 1992, Oba Ghana Dubai time their campaign. MPP and after elections and they lost. And then Ghana news effort take it and say oh back and then he came back and I the so Oba no I broke. And he can answer. The no so what could the MPP I broke nam sabetna one o jaino. And ode asmaka say and maybe only Oba na also why no. But I think that in all, no, what he is trying to say, and he said he qualifies to contest. I think that people are saying that and Kabeya and Kennedy step down, Beya Jugati Mune Akutu free and free Akutumu. I think that this is democracy. You know, any panel call NPP was systems, Beveti or qualifier. he goes on the ticket, we vote on him. If he wins, fine. If he doesn't, it's an experience. It's a process. Now I think once then, but people are trying to malign and use some negative ways of his past. I mean, your past will always come and haunt you. That's also in some way a reality. That is what he's facing now. But I think that he's just making up. Only last week, Nyautomaklu Etoto Mubabono said who is he in the party, he's just a noise maker and all that. So he's also now trying to build a point as to why he qualifies to contest the flag bearership and as to why honestly between a lady party and the sacrifices why I'm a party, you know. And Manucho, and the Kalumati news about the NDC say I'll be contesting flag bearership no more 500,000 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
500,000 Ghana cedis.
Greater Accra for a promise. Mama say, on between man.
500,000. Ghana Manucho. You know, now Manucho, then Kalisha say presidential ambitions. You bet me a D.
I'm not sure.
500,000 Ghana cedis. Just I don't know the few to pick their forms. Hey, Masha. Kalubeda no better so munye isika no munye isika. Isika that's too much. That's too much. I mean, I don't say it's a way of generating.
All right, +1 508 304 9394 +1 508 304 9394 Ghana +1 508 304 9394 and now I say 508 304 9394 we patrol hello Apo where you bury enough young call our so oh Pacono buy no cut course in Amanico and idea here and sign him Asubuso out here Unity Radio I say a quack man so Opo if I want December we bury enough in Twasso. Hello, Po. What's it? Hello, Po.
Yeah, Kalu.
Yeah, for December, enough. Call line.
Yeah, and just like I was saying, sir, Omumu Bia Kanu Biancon. I think the minimum entity from Modia, by this in the Diomodiaba, and Solodo Money Modest. No be entering contest. This is democracy. Let's make it nice. And by the never be a contest. If you are bound to win, you will win. But I think that other than that, what Oyinto said, no, I support him. Said Baumia, LBB, Onyin Jantis Adi, I said the Oyinto say he should step out of the race because they are not going to catch Ghana for night totally.
Okay. We patrol. Well, no man 774 no. Patrol na edu sumaniko.
That said, me feel like I said I call us with me our phrases.
Okay, wait. So okay. The patrol no man we start number 2163 no. What I do sumaniko. Hello. Yeah.
Patrol. Me na fair.
Patrol maniko.
Listen, me mama, me ko nye my pa moye.
Eja patrol Joso.
So any ba.
That's
it. Me dey kiawa. The person me bisa o pia o ye Ghana ni se. Ghana no, akufa to ne oforiata no. Ene akufa to abusun afo no. Ghana no omo na kotoma ya anasa Ghana no ya omo dia. So we can chinchiri o ti se. Kwakutia. About two for plane. Very senior NDC for can say plane won't gather mu. Could you few mu? Maybe beer mu. What the walk out? Appear what the 80 and 90. Stick out to my pocket in the Quakutia. Promo from the Vitia. We are sad and I just said, sir, what was you got to the Democrat say, come for the far. Come for no class, some Mokano, who crash. confono ko bi dem ko zani sika aku fa duni na busa ko ya manipa am not atia wo na so mu nimo a o mu nwe ho se wo mu ye no mu ye nkofa agiwo matem nkofa be po ya bonu ya ebe tia o ma su na adanti na wo ba so ba be tu o mani se wo ba be ye o mani ye no ba ya wo chi o mani wo chi di pensi nse gunechi na o bona so saying can MPP so mu kan ya o pure neighbor baby MPP benusu that mean MPP nepa but may compare ma NDC for your mama ba many baby
yo ya so da see pa kojopoku wo na do so kojopoku manko kojopoku wo na do so manko
na kalisa mi chobi dia o yuna ta bo ti ba bibia o fo dia ya ko onko so anka no na omo ye bompa ya mane se ba bibia o nam bia no ni duma dia o di bia no ya ko onko so anto super mu no se de be ya o be ka dia abeka ya hu na unity radio ye nyina ya ye nka bo mu se de radio ni di ni tie no so unity radio no o meka o na ye nyina ye nfa Ghana e kwa e be fa so Ghana e be fa no tuma pesa Kalu ya na de mentia so nkonso ama assemblyman ba bibia onambia o say metiani yiri pa nyanko po onka no kalu the last word na opo kan this year no say MDC they say so ka obetme akwantase flag barrier give the 500,000 Ghana cedis they say MDC for amela ni say they say party don Dramani Mahama oni ni nia asebi nkatia ana party ni ya mudi adi do mu pede na mu timde party ni Nenya NDC ni nemo mpise dia na mimi ya opo ebewiero o kan say adaso omoma sikan ba from the be obi ko contest the be ya obi betina contest the be ya to unya flag barrier ne kwa na me ya dum na so utimi wini a want mu dia odi Ghana sikano ebe ye na me da kaka me kan say sa bond we da sa sam na ye kan e ma me ka sa sam no ya betre obi di sika bo bosia someone enfaso na onya ni sika bottle go ade bo bosia no so awo say Ghana ya nwachire nti wata di scan ye aduma nti won check to 2030 edikalu e ba ni say ya say ya di sika go to bank ene ye ana ye say wo ya hu ye ti a ene ye
2035 go 2035 2035
hello and na 2025 pa man kalu sa obi di sika bo bosia I thought me find a way to make it 35. You best know my penny a good father, but the only NPP kono. So 89 years breaking no person breaking. I want to tell you another you need the person papa ni sikano. You also fata. The young sika button in crime man crampona. O de ni interest na wo ne de o de young farmer no. Me no no sun 3 pound because mangalu o wa busia. Ano di sika be bo Ghana bosia. Edi nsi na so hia ni sika on ma de konje so hia ni sika edi apa sika ma no fan ko bone bra
okay ko ya si from abafo wachi
yeah man ka lo de ejika kwani de papa ni sika ni de bond o de me me fe ka ba se de na ye nyina be fa ya wajo nya de ye betimi de sika ko to bangiem ene sa form kwa ye betu de sika to I am a friend sam so we na me ka to I am a sika no Yinga ya ni da o tisa de never panic as I'm a phone a conform. The Satika we bani ya nya so mfa so bia dia. Ani MPP 2024 ya bepa ya wajo mankalu moni nya menya aduma.
Okay, kojopoku na otini kanu. Pacho wa no mani 0177 no. Wona do so 0177 wona do so manko.
Ya kama talk about the patriotic voice
manko ek.
Hello.
Matthew Kabaneko.
Thank you, man. Na me say you are con cancer. We gonna friend. Any you are ala ko the next president. No so man na you na no yin to ya agent say. O man penye be dey trick dey about me. O wa po tnan no, you are allowed to Martin ever. Because you are allowed to Martin. What's the Anopa? Oh, what did you so as if you say, and then how about Dora? Jiwo, or my Ghana, we have to the first one. So that's it. And then, one similar crossing, you have to tell the Swallow and Kuriata. And the so one twenty, not only for Atlanta, Martin, former trade minister. On my teacher, and she said, my visit. Nana former Upia, no Atlanta, Martin, or time back. Ben Yanso about the beer and the alcohol and it's been 9 pop and tight yoga Alan Project Maternity. Now I'm saying almost
okay, Mr. Madras, but no money 8638 no una do Sumanenko 8638 una do Manenko Kafra. But what 8638 but una do Sumanenko
Karisha miana mitinasu na komo ya
Manenko
komo ya medwedu aswase Karisha mamefo afidi kesi yesu na metia urumanyafo alankwadwetu samatin ene 30 members a omo Ghana Karisha omo bomo modimpa omo dawroma ene le yesu etimi fe US amanu nya ye tire ya dwen Karisha am say nsemi nyina na opo ene na no yin to ene former president Kufo ababeka no MPP your tradition you rule of law once your tradition dey amambre ye for to me oboni entenyi no so de bia meka no I don't know the fair player will be able to say do one abo ala go do matin so ye nyina ye ni say president Kufo na dubuan ko e ka che say edu dubuan se ma dubuan di president Kufo ba ye say do ne die so na na do ba ye nyina support no say na na do ni mre ni ye ma ni di ala ko de temati edu ni mra so yesi ni mbreni adenti no no de yabasi ade chine segu na chi na party ni mra ni tradition yabasi ade to nchen e ya de bia ense emfata MPP amabo no erunti na wo bon se former president kasa former general secretary kasa omo ya yira tradition no se de bi ni ba ko be kan no ade a se na do woni a chimfo no ye no ase Ghana yo mo dia o hwe ene ye maame ne papa no mama bro mo je ni afide keloporiata ene number 2 ese debi sikan Ghana sab ya woche ya de kanti skedere kwa ko presi ebe woso mo ba mo si ya tiskato yo ya tiskaso akomodie na afide sikana wan afide na ya sikana mo ba tete na bra gobu aya dia ye anunti nyese ene Ghana for delegate grassroots almost support you ala ko tete mate esanse ono die ye de ko to ase no ye bi ma ye hunye 1D 1F ye ni nyuma no de ba Ghana ye se no si tre Ghana for ho yesre eti ahene eto ahene edu mra ese mo de mo na sifo na mo pega mo ni na mo hweso ona bo ala ko tete mate odo ni po ko betu na de abo am ye break it no na se ni ye ko ma number 2 dia ese ye kai ko position ye wuce opposition na ye de ye ko no ya so ya bese be ko ye bese break it no e don't na dani den na me to credit na ye frɛ se de be ya o mo bati ye ati en kase fonfo no ye bre ani ye bio school books bra ye tibi to adentia akabu ti aduma o man mu se kane na fresh na da ko farms apia men kamo onum shoe factory mo onum na ke nya aduma ye na ake be su ene numa ni wo president Kufo the free maternity by health insurance ye ma me mba wo ye saa so ye mi Kufo the buy what the free education ba ni yakoko school na wie ya ka ye numa adunti na ene yes se phone for ati ahene omo pejo mani hweso no mo ala nkodo chemati mobo panu cho me kono me do betia amobi so baby
all right e be da si pa ko be ya one patro no man 3909 no wona do so 3909 edu so patro ne ko
ene de wa yi mi mu pa o
kafra ojana kafra wale ko
aja pero wan ka do futino ene no di ka futino no bulo ni di ma futino wa ka futino
wale ko
no so never to win our team. We call it. I'm not sitting there, not sitting. Or the other one. Obana lie. And then woman come and tell now. Obana do so much here. I'm not sitting there, man. I'm not sitting US one. My cafe. I'm my battle. So that me na me le drama ambassador e Africa nti ma me ntia no na me kanfo me no se mo ko na papa so na next section of Reka ebe mi jaria bontia na so me ken me kan me kan na mi beso so pa o mi na yi nya le hu fi e bontia sa so me ken e no ko ma ni ye famoso se e to no ma pa ko so so mo hwehwe ni mum e hwe patapatam se bi e to ma ema emonyan for Allah John ko di tomatinti no e no so be ya bi ya ma pa na pa position na se bi mo kan no 2001 first year 50 years Easter Monday 2000 meeting of course and when that did this some you know president for time party to position on mono koboka every party back all so much party ko power a position wo ko brother ye man ma so le e ma so ma so na you realize something what you your friends who go train you be clear no e ma ko take you cook here the local control ye ma ko ye o mo kind of people and nani a jaba nani ko tiada because just in how it don't know ya come up for so the any editor to do bank I work national idea not that being so we are the money boss and all come the money boss the project is be paid to ja so we do no fan ko bank no work way the mo so what that no know you know and more market training so if you want to bonne and no buy so bonne e do bo mo so so mo se fun kan yen no kra o mo ni ni na wa bonti e bi na agro be yi sem ta no so bi da ho ni part ni se ba o la no o mi na kra ri na ti bi ko asa na be na so o ko ma ni ayi in kai so to kana na bo so ma to ma be da pia ko
all right be da si pa na do jamba ma pa cho wa no ma 3995 una du su ba nko 3995 ba to na du su ba nko Mane ko oji sheba. Ya ho ya pa mane ko. E mun twa ntete to ma na ya mane ya so. Ya mane ya so mun twa ntete.
Ana ma to be ya ko ele ya to ata. Ami se mi so mo na wa kasa. Mo din bo de mo ma ko kana. Shamina, ni bibi. Baje ba eni o. Ye mi kan se.
Oda ni nyambo so a yendo so to ba se nyambo so fa me bwa.
Because party we say no, some party we you are going to forecasting be. We some party here, we make sure. Almost wow. So see all the analysis started survey after piano. We let some of it leading. Anything they must say delegate, you want the souffle, chief sell on system. Anything they must say delegate, you want the souffle, chief sell on system. And the minimum number 2 or just by because unlike 2012, 2010, 2007, 2012 we get a swing line or just any jerking. But sincerely delicate this idea and you throw him a free. There's a time when you can say, you know, I'm not going or go classy or the woman share, young woman could turn Kubasi, over Kaya, jerk before every unit power. So you know, and every time repeat it. It's enough, but you don't go piano or this sort of thing, like I think I here. Your papa here, your brother. You know, you know, to be too hard. What the upper among you, you know, Bosuo, one channel, or really should be for IMF, only $10 million. And even come out to money for shooting for sale too. Media, and that's where you got for say, delicate to say, Anopa, I want to, you come in, you come in and tell you, and you got the soul. I'm bringing out a sending some money, my plan for the yellow, on some of we never tell.
Yo, better see pa. But you no money 4959 4959 when I do so. 4959 when I do so my uncle.
Hello?
4959 when I do so, uncle. Pacho, you call line by line. 4959 and I do so, uncle. It's you'll be a do so no mark, Pacho, uncle. Hello? But one and no man, okay, 39. 3995. 3995. We do see uncle.
Hello, Ega. Me Pacho, your friend Kokra for any. Obana Futus.
Your man uncle.
Me Pacho, Ega Kumasen and Mebutu.
na mo so America for da mo ase se mo bi kwanya kese sei e di ato ho na radio ya yi America sa so yi
ai opo da ya me na ba wo bom dia 3995 ma gena sa ake
mesi ko ma ko mesi ma ko mesi ma mesi ko ana ma na be ko ma ni ya ko
ya me shira wai
yo
na opo mesi kalusia nede embi wo mu ya oh
ko Ibrahim ko yeti ko
hello
yeti ko manen ko
aha nti nde redo na eye mistake
ko so yeti
kuro ma yo ho metem bi vokana na omasama ya mi yawo omasama ya mi papa na nyama bi e ko so Ghana ha no ano edine papa se uti o mu ena ye no yesika no ne boy edine ena fa ko hasi akosia mbajo every before when I must say I have the man and the ye dik Ghana and bibia shemonsa and the kadriza e wa sam sika jiri krono plan e sika ne koto bubu Ghana apato enti e bestiramu Ghana de hinya nesa moto because we say odi e mo ye so mo ye ina so mo ye ana na mudi Ghana fa be dia ye bestiramu ye de yakopo pamacho
pacho wa ndu so na okasa wechi no na okasa ko fo wa pacho maino mu ni ye nya huto na nya huto a yen kasa sawo yen kasa sa na mu de 2024 de ebirbo mu chiri abisinga mama mu be lusi lesi anya de amati ma power pa de ma enu ma wiya na no yakopon ka hono nyame shira wa yako kalusia nyame shira wa de nyame mo hu ban yo da si
mo hu ban
yo da si pe da si pa pacho wa no man 6048 una do so meko
me pacho me ni ya samo ka e de mo pe ba bi na mo pre aye wura wo mframanum na mo pre tu na de Ghana zumla yo ka na kwa nanka ye piesie gunye da wura ya so na
bacho beka wasema ka wasema na e cheche adwen ono no political party na beka na sem ofu odi na beka na enko enu
bacho bi so a no na ya na ma gro ne de ye de
okay go so
aha to ono de what ma tie enya ne ya aha but say asomo no o Kenya o ka se NPP ni kwa se NPP MP e ba bi ntin ye tena Ghana ha dum so me say mo fra burukiri mo ba Ghana ha na mo nyuma na wo ha nyina na egu ye timi de tum sa ni aje ye ho ye we nyam ko ya aduma Ghana man tani ado dan ko ku ado ba ye enen kan ye se gina to ani gina so so ene ubako secondary school titiwa ti se ni wadi lotu e wo Ghana ha na do aye sa nyema we nyina na nipa ko school ka e wura de ku fo ba ye Ghana fo ma nyin sen a omoko awo so ni ade ni wafo mu nyina mu je fro ka apa aduane na wuro ma nkola ye didi aye kama na do so ba no de free educated de ma san nkola ewi aso ni pa ko school no wi a ni aka ni aduma eti aduma samu aye kan na Ghana fo ba bi o be fa bi asamu mo kan se on mo nya fo jona la ko de se wa ti ama o mu nto aba na no nyam nam kai yo ewra na ko je ma te ko tamale no ko du tamale na tamale gi no ala no bo kan ala tramate no ne tamale fo kan ala ma o mu nto aba ba bi o be fa bi no ngutu no mu ka ena anya reka mu wa buretire enka Toyota de ya to bi a ti fa buretire wo ena Ghana ala ko je la pedestrian ma ti ada uruma ye ti se Toyota o Ghana ha Nissan ye no Ghana ha Hyundai ye no Ghana ha Kia ye no Ghana ha Renault ye no Ghana ha VW and then Passat no ya doctors ni teachers no ya de abanye kwanya sa ne ya ukodi anom de peton kakra and na pido ye no Ghana ha ana pedestrian ma ti ta no anya we
but e mo wanu si from where ye me ya asuti ye na ma wanu si
tu ahono ti me ma no ba be si no na asam kakra mi ka si mu ne se Ghana had the any more move with the government and position of thing. Nana, very number 2, one train, Nana Breakthrough. Then you have a South Africa or Norwich. Then you dare to forecast or buy him now, but someone will be to a police with him on Yamno. I'm going to appoint him for Banaput. I'm watching Ghana. It's a beautiful in America for.
That's it, people. But all no money 3490 no. Man call 3490. When I do so
Yo, Kalusha, wow, so who is Alasini, Mr. Jeffrey, I forgot so. The chairman near my farm, Bob, not if you are so goes for so Negana Fortuna. The Cano, Masia, Hoka, Papa B, Madame Harriet, Chinwa from Pong. Now, for the Council, Machia, Honorable Alan Kojutra McCain, the incoming president of the Republic of Ghana. Minia, baby, Ghana, you do this piano. And yet IMF of Samu. Baby, Ghana, you do this piano. And yet Cathedral. And yet domestic debt exchange program Samu. Yemum, and you say, you could give you Juma, and you say, the DN start at the Juma, and you say, Minia, tell me. Minia hairdresser, Minia Babrin, what be a Babrin shop, who been a Sicadia send a Jumamu, not 1 year Sica, not what did you have one of Busia, and then the Yelena. Minia, and Tina Ghana for any MPP delegate. Yes, say, your papa Alan Kojutra Matamara. If we say, well, one in the park, and we never move. Why not going to say, or the MPP party network? Because so Chen Niama, of course, is here MPP party, when you pay no bit my MPP and when you get a papa Alan Kojutra Matain, the Minianum delegate, if you go to Jamo Pamatau, the MPP, and you buy a debt to say a papa John, I just put 1 brand of ya, and near your coaching the enemy for 2 bar, then Kaya Papa Alan Kojutra Matain, not in Mr. Any new policies, the way criminal, one from Manana Ghana, Yantimin Quiet, Lim, Lion Fire Tampa, Infra, Minia.
You better see a plan. But you want no my 2709 when I do some 2709. I do some
Kalusha. If I turn Rama one, I can say Kalusha.
Roman Manenko.
Kalusha, the manager of the opponents now be a channel, no chairman, so. The men come on at my farm mobile. Yeah, Mako in summer, they say, elbow boy before. Alan Kojutra Matibaba, Baumia Baba. Minai. Alan, they are doing so. Bambetebi Busa say, Akufa, Yapana, Akufara, Mumbuna, the Asiniti Asina, I quote to be a Pasca, and the BPC Pasa, and then yes, 29.9%, 80%, you 2 waters to the same way. No one come on. And the dad and Tina Bando, Biada, Trigana, Mampinadi. Sir, Omopamoy, the same Grawama, Omoyin, Chinabotoma, 2024, and Yadom venture. Missy, ye Tommy before, ye 2 more, Missy Omen Lusu, 2.5 million votes. That's a Ghana for a before, also Ghana for more Quenya, so Mebu Mino, and under more Mino. I see the BIPC pasa normal way the BI jagu oh I was Sam or my Ghana pane now the other panado I see yes and so come there or my yamai and then sort of finish the council and not Ghana for the 2 missions until Namon in here and now the Ghana as for Ghana for corn and now the Ghana for Kwana for no Domukwa TV Udomukwana for no Domukwa TV I'm and the Uwakwala 8 years and then the Tikua Furikene on the Busana Nina I want to the 24 there I'm now Agric Minister Baumia Mata Munina Namukamumbonoa Namubo at the Prigono 2024 there me say President Papa former President John Dramani Mama about the Jackson who was someone there Ghana Funu Medasi.
Okay, that's it. But you no money 3255. When I last caller, then cover news 3255. When I do some patch one call.
Alisha, so where there?
No, you're now swear.
Alhamdulillah, many are penny.
Manenko. Manenko.
Yo, Kalusha, Mamentia, Chama 1, Chama Kodoago. Mamentia, Mr. Dansof, than auto repairs. And but see for them are helpful in your college. Kalusha, and my Ghana, maybe I agree. Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo na adwen say amambo na obuo ni de onu be ya anka be ma o ma Ghana ye ho an no wanye o nemo bed ni nya o be ba do gutima amfo na ye ni bi ne so and the Okoni minister or minister of transport your road minister and a aviation minister Kalusha Bibusa the ministries and so one under one umbrella.
Yes.
Now there are 2 ministers, 2 deputy ministers.
Yeah.
But now there are some ministers in 3 ministers, plus 2 ministers. How many ministers? And the information minister, a communication minister. Information minister, 3 deputies. Communication was 2 deputies. 7 ministers. And I was that 2 ministers. Do we have a communication minister? Now we have 2 deputies. I think I am from so. Never do a walk for the best my captain Yamaswama or money and wine high. And yes, I'm out for the bond, Aquatua, and then speak about the Aquatua, Nensanka. And then Uncle Craponia and Mruapo Musu, or Marco Pension, or Musica Modia Aquatua, and Canona Modia Somo, and you don't blow Kakan Caro, Akufado Kelomo, and Kakan Kakite. And they was understanding a woman. Now, so the cathedral, I'm right, a woman, your tree, and we hear a woman. Cathedral, who was the crown of Bupu Samoa, said a woman said, and Sasiba Breogana. Never must I say, yes, you are dying. Bakumaku 21, am I judges? Round new buildings were dealing in Agu. A first of Ghana post office, I want to know what you have. Mali Embassy, what you have. People so. And the institution about the court, I charge about $1.5 million. That was saying like that for day. It's never be a still cathedral. No, we are dead is now who did you die a bugu yellow. And every month the Abana I die to $5,000. Am I dead? It's Malusha. Who minus when we are near Kabi Pia, who's meant Cathedral the Mecca, the Messi, the Messi. Now, so for Mahamatam, Lomudi Mahamatam, Ekasa, and then Safuemo and Domunina Sabi, or Mudomunan selling in Akupu, Akokaku Padababono. And the Cathedral, you can't want to say, next day. It's more beyond can't want them. It's a Kalusha, the air cost for Manuno. I could go the neck over the minimum baby party. On the some call no please one on the dia, and you want them because the Muya Mimudian Talan Kazi about me, and Prince of Nagana Punyaso. Then I'm over there, I'll play a player or two. I said, Bibia, Nalankazi and Lanka or Tan. But and certain Kawa started appointment and the Kupado. Naka first 4 years to work up your baby. What now 1 or 2 years to move up from problems? Was him a resign? Within the Ghanaians, the Orient say any control. Assalamu alaikum.
Yamedasi, all my first day, and last caller, and all my one of them. And I did Median ABC, but I'm Sana Mekono. Messages be our Facebook, mankind, Turtle, Nafi, sorry, Median, so na Yanko. Quite sent from small greetings to Honorable Alan Kojo Tramatin. Hope delegates will vote him as our flag bearer. Thank you all. And on quite from Pong, Edibetuja, and Phyllis Osafo, also from Phyllis Osafo Kantanka. Greetings to you, King Kalusha Manicho. More fire. Say it all. The truth. Hurt. Why MPP Nana Ado? If you don't see, you don't hear. And also Phyllis Osafo is about the Abanono. And Johnny Tess Odro Menu, Osi Kalusha, tell Manicho, I like his cap. You do all, keep it up. Greetings to incoming President, Honorable Alan Cash, from Komeya, Asanwasi Kumasi, and also Nsema Ode Eba no. Stephen Owusu, and also Asema, and also Eddie Abanono say, I say, good morning, King Kalu. Abraham Nanado, you should have requested all people to contribute in terms as shares. so no so asmo de ka say national cathedral no as an anka man for a contribute inse say okokofa o man sika bubuja a ode ekokoshe ma fira man for so start tibia e din sensem bebre yakoba so ma die so mundi yo akofa nsem bebre aba ana judgment ni si na me kam say Anochi Chrome restaurant Asamas Trading Dan Auto Repairs Anochi Chrome restaurant omo baby mienu Baku Maple Street 687 Maple Street and Baku so 21 Lover Street and 2 Coast Square off Park Avenue so Ghana Diani Bia kwa Benyabi Asamas Trading so 1084 Main Street Okoha Bibi Bia African Market Diani Bia Opebia no Okwa Benyabi Dan Auto Repairs 61 Fremont Street also car baby asay bia no oduba masadanso ebetimi aye ho dwuma kama de amam na Dr. Kwabi Scientific Care ono so eboy na Dream Africa Market Paul Amantem ochendi kanfo omo 369 Benko Street no omo omo ebi omedwuma de num mabibi etimi koso na Gold Coast Catering Service and Restaurant omo ewo 8 Blackstone River Road 8 Blackstone River Road also omo and Kumasi Market so official park promotion koso nti kodi uja so 852 Main Street ora kwa bibia betu akọ Anochi Trading 54 Hamilton Street and 58 Hamilton Street bibia opebia no okọ Africa Market obenya bi na nam Fresh Street bia so opebia so okọ coastal ho a obenya bi na bibia atumi akọ nkan ama na Lemonade Finance opese o seniska akoma busuafo na busuafo ni gise abranti wabo ho modern na wa seniska maska no akọ nkan a busuafo na ni baji a ho na iso okọ Lemonade Finance obekọ Google Play Store ana Apple Store okọ anu download user friendly all information is shema bibia betumi akosum na oba seli home cho opese o ye duane ma na ontumi okoma moko living ni adade na opese o ye duane ma quick na bebe fa oba seli home cho betumi ya ma na bibia tumi akonkan omo na so yan semedi dwadi ebae me na medi dwadi ho chame medi edi Kinkalusha oti Opo National CEO of Unity Radio Opo National no coded location na mia mkasa minua Manucho Magandi Tatarita mpeme ho ase Master Jesus ono so oteni nka se ono na nudi sim eba nyakopon ya admo ochia no pa hyan abo no pepepe mra ede Anopa Bosuo ede bro wo fiefie mukamu wadwuma mu ani bebia obetia Aleza kro obetume tie nu bebi tuning ani bebia no obetume tie Unity Anopa Bosuo no yede da obibia ase masana so bebia obia Anopa yi ewia michiao Kofi michiao Dixon Ofori obibia michiao Mrs. Opo National so michiao akotakwako no ye Monica bibia mo so mo bia no motimeka michiao na medi dwumadi ni besi medi eni Kinkalusha yakopon ya adoma o channel pa shine say yede Anopa Bosuo erebem ye copies FM ne akofa anwumbre no si akase ebo no makramo mama bye
40,000 Ghana cedis. It is March 27, March 20, March 22. What the form name qua? 40,000. And one on the prem fact and 20 need so.